Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone is doing absolutely wonderful this morning. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. Guys, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Right now, we have the daily gift goal, which is the little music notes. If we can knock those out, that will boost live as well. Who do we got in here? We got Miss Fish. We got Lachelle. We got Chanty. We got, I don't know, it's like a dragon emoji. We got Saucy Daddy. Over on the Twitch, we got Vash. What up, Vash? Vash is holding it down on Twitch. Solo, dolo. Over on YouTube. Let's see here. We got Bar. What up, Bar? Got MAGA Cries. Got Auntie Pickle. Got Monica. There's a lot of wonderful people tuning in this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Again, as we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Did I miss something? Oh no, coming back here. Oh yeah, for sure, Kay. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost a lot, push us out to the FYP. And guys, we have new topics on the background. So we are looking for some debates. But more than just looking for some debates, I think it's time for some accountability. I think it's time for a lot of people to be held accountable for what is happening in our country today. There's a bunch of people that have been skating past, and we got to talk about accountability. So the people that have to take accountability for where we are as a country today, of course, is going to be Republicans. The Republicans, you guys have full control, so you get full blame, right? But it's also any and everyone who believes that capitalism is the right course for our country. Yeah, you're a problem. Next, moderate Dems. Anyone that considers himself to be a moderate Democrat, kind of in the middle, you're just a Republican light. You need some accountability. White women, listen, I said that I wasn't going, I told you. I said, listen, we're going to have to talk about it. And now the time has come. So 53% and below, what does that mean? Yes, 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. But we also got to talk about the rest of the white women that have enabled these horrible white men. Oh, we got to talk about it. And last but not least, we have to talk about the fragile men. All fifis, no facts. Men, come a little closer. We got to sit down and talk about the male ego and why women are better leaders. We got to do it. So anyway, go ahead and get in the box. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off the way that we always do.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats and get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know yourself or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat.
Hey.
You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
Nope.
Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all.
Boom.
Step in if you dare. You dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Nope. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare. You dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana. Yeah, this ain't a safe place.
It is not.
This is flame.
It absolutely is.
Don't you wanna sparring with Santana?
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. And guys, please only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Now, I know this topic is going to be the topics that we have on the background is going to be kind of hotly contested. You know, it may solicit a bit of a response from a lot of people, right? It may make people a little bit emotional. I understand what this actual background is and what it would do to certain people. Now, with that being said, my rule is back in effect. FYI, you crash out, you lose. So let's not crash out. Can we? No crash outs. No crash outs. Let's go ahead and get the first person up here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter and I disagree.
Okay, perfect. Weird. All right, weird. We're going to get into this, but before we do, if you don't mind, quick question for you. Do you know who I am?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay, awesome. Awesome. King said that no muting then. I'm going to go ahead and mute you just because, one, I don't care what you have to say, but two, get up here. As a matter of fact, we'll get you up here with Weird as well. We can go 2-on-1 with the Great One. Anyway, how about this? How about I give you and also, what is it, the King, both of you guys a quick introduction to not only who I am, but what this is. So 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1 cent gift goals to ensure that we are getting boost. So if you guys can keep knocking those out, then that will definitely help push us out to the FYP.
Beg for money.
Oh,
Keep begging.
It seems like you have a little bit of an impulse control issue.
Work, buddy.
Oh my gosh. Why are you so emotional?
I'm not. We all know what TikTok does.
You are. Listen, Weird has been up here and hadn't said one thing at this entire time. He's literally been waiting, but you can't actually. Holy smokes. You don't have impulse control. Who cooked me?
Either. Christy cooked you.
Who is Christy? Oh, you mean the person that only thing they want to talk about is trans issue and I dusted her off on the Save Act? Stop it. Anyway, listen, I don't care
Thank
which
you.
one. Yeah, it's absolutely a crash in. That's wild. Hey, so Weird was here first, so I will let Weird set the tone. Weird, what do you disagree with on the background, and we'll wrap this dingbat into the conversation as well.
But mama.
Fragile men, all fifis, no fat.
It's got to be this guy, Weird. Like he literally. Come on now, you said. Come on now, you set me up. That was a setup, right, Weird? Are we gonna really talk about that with this guy crashing out above us?
Well, that's one guy. We literally saw how many furry poofs they call themselves men marching over something that's not a king.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. All right. So I think that America needs accountability, and it has to start with the fragile men, right? There is a
1 minute monologue, please. 1 minute monologue, please.
Weird. You see this? Come on now. You got to give me a little bit of credit for this one.
1 minute monologue, please.
Like we haven't even got into it, and he is just like crashing in.
Just go, baby. Go.
Come on, Weird.
Go.
Well, you're bringing up fake people to try to pretend like they're mad.
I don't know who this guy is. He was in the comments crying, and so I brought him up.
Well, you go 1v1. You normally don't bring up 2v1 unless it's big.
Well, yeah, not a lot of times people want to go 2-on-1 with the great one, but we're here. That's fine.
This guy's
okay.
This guy's a clown.
I'm gonna put him on mute then. Shush, he's bub. All right, Weird. So
He
the point
used
that
Joan X, he turned on his ass.
shh, stop crying. So Weird. The thing that I was saying is that when you talk about men, you have people like this guy who doesn't have impulse control, doesn't have the ability to regulate themselves, but for some reason think that they're leaders. For some reason think that they are the right choice as far as positions of power. But you see what happens is when you get a little bit of power, i.e. he has the ability to come up here and people can hear him, then they abuse said power. So the point that I meant is in order to actually address what we have in our country today, we need fragile men like this guy to actually take responsibility and stop being so fragile. Anyway, Weird, the floor is yours. What do you think?
Well, most lies
Handle
I've
your
seen it a
kid,
million
boss
times.
lady. Get the
You
fuck.
fruity little people fake to pretend to be MAGA to try to discredit it.
I swear, Weird. Hold on, listen. Swear to God, on my mom, right? Not joking. This guy's not fake. I don't know who he is. He came up here like he was talking shit in the comments, so I brought him up. I didn't think that he was going to accept, but he's up here. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he is MAGA because he was just championing the debate that I had last week. Someone named Christy. She was like, "Oh, you fried your ass." So he's MAGA. Like Weird. This wasn't a setup. This guy's real.
Well, I host lives. I know better than to let up accounts with 37 followers because usually they crash their live saying racial slurs or throwing death threats at me and my daughter.
Yeah.
That's you guys.
Yeah.
So I don't believe he's real, but
this guy was
okay. Give me 2 seconds, Weird.
And then
hey, shushies. Look. Oh wow, hold on. Weird. Weird. Do you have another account?
No, that was convenient.
I'm gonna drop you. Weird. If you have another account, then you can come back. If not, just hang out for like 10 minutes and I'll get you back up here. But like that's fucking weird. I mean, again, I don't think you did anything, guys. If there's people reporting, don't do that. Like we don't report here. Allow me to be able to have these conversations. Shut up. Allow me to report. Shut up. Allow me to be able to have these conversations. I can control the people on the panel, but we do not do that here. Weird. If you have another account, then you can definitely come back up. Or if, like I said, you want to wait 10 minutes, then you can actually you can come back up after 10 minutes. All right. Hey, kiss me. Kiss. Hey, Kissy. Say something smart. Actually make a debate.
Take care of your kid, boss.
Hey, make a debate. What do you disagree with on the background?
Okay, here we go. You ready? You ready to lose?
Okay, just pick something and start. Tell me what you disagree with on the background.
I disagree that you backstabbed Jones and took his following when he was down.
I don't give a fuck about what you disagree with Jones. Go suck him off somewhere else. I don't care about it. Listen, You're showing how emotional you
You're
are.
a fucking
Oh, I know. Yeah. Hey, pick a topic. You think this makes you look good?
I don't give a fuck.
I know, because you're an emotional man. You're a man child. You're nothing but a little
I
beta
don't
cuck.
give a fuck.
You're a little beta cuck. And how old are you? You sound like you're about 60.
I'm 105.
I can tell. You sound like you are old, crusty, lonely, and depressed. Like you sound like all you do is
like
get on the internet and cry about days of future past, days that you wish you actually had, but you never did. You reminisce on the golden days, but surprise, surprise, your best days never actually happened. And so now you're just a miserable old person that's on the internet crashing out. So we can do one of two things. Either you can regulate yourself and you can actually get into a debate, or you can go cry somewhere else.
Good debate.
Okay, then actually pick a topic and get into it. If you don't, I'm just going to take it as a concession and kick you. I don't care which one.
All right. I'm going to debate that. Boss lady is.
Yep. See, there you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, I know. Hey.
Fucking stupid bitch.
Hey.
How about that?
Yeah. How about this? You know what? I got you. Don't worry about it. You can't even hate outside the club anymore. I got you. You're now blocked. You're now blocked, right? So you can just fuck off. Like, sincerely. You can just go.
Your mama's a horse.
I know. The man baby is so mad. And he's blocked and gone. Holy smokes. This is going to be an interesting day. I can tell. It's gonna be an interesting day. Whew. All right, guys. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hey, we're just hang out for about, I think it's like 5 more minutes, and then I'll get you right back up here. So just hang out for just a few more moments, Weird. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
How long's the live going to be today?
Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
No.
Okay, don't do that. Guys, please respect the boundaries of the live. Do not request up if you're not a Trump supporter or you don't disagree with anything on the background. Please and thank you. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or wait. What are you talking about? Wait, hold on. Backup. You're on your backup? No, that's the same one that just got the violation. Ain't no fucking way. You saying I'm scared? No one's scared of you. That's the same fucking account. You wait in the comment. Like I'm literally sitting here telling you to wait. You're not on the backup. That's the same account that just got the violation. You think I'm stupid? Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that.
Okay, no worries. Guys, again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Weird, I see, listen, all I know is you got 3 minutes, and then I'm going to get you back up here. Don't leave because you're talking big shit in the comments right now. And I know like little snowflakes like you like to take off and run. Like I'm sitting here telling you clearly you got 3 minutes for another cool down. And yet you are saying, let me back up. You're on the same account. You're lying, but don't run because as soon as your cooldown is up, you're getting back up here, unless you're too much of a coward and you leave. So there's that. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
You got no one fucking applying to get up here, and you have 700 people. You buy your box.
Okay.
You buy your fucking followers.
Okay,
you're fucking pathetic, bro.
Do you disagree with something on the background?
You're
Is this the same person? It's the same fucking person. Holy shit, he is so sad. He was so sad. Holy fuck. He has nothing. He has nothing. And the reason why I don't have quote unquote people requesting up, it's because they're scared to debate me. They're clowns just like you. My viewers are bots. No, they're the actual cowards like yourself are afraid to debate. That's why you keep coming and crashing in. Give me a second, guys. I gotta adjust this camera because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't do so. Okay, sorry about that, guys. The fact that it was like crooked was taking me out. All right. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I'm going to run through these thank yous really quick, and then I'm going to get weird up here. W's in the chat for Sherry. Hey, Sherry, who sent a $1 donation saying in 20 minutes, I'll be in court seeing him again. Wish me luck, and I definitely know you guys. I'll let you know if I get justice. Keep ruining the MAGA cult. Sherry, W's in the chat for you. I hope everything goes well as far as your day in court, and I hope you get the justice that you more than deserve. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Ryan for the $15 donation. Send. Thank you for what you do. I've learned so much from your live debates and from other videos that all have helped me be more educated and a better human and a better ally. Thank you so much. You're so important. Much love. Much love to you as well, bro. I appreciate you, Ryan. W's in the chat for Ryan. W's in the chat for Adam for the $2 donation. Saying, when does your Jubilee come out? Love you. Oh, guys, Jubilee comes out this Sunday, April the 12th. And not only are we going to be watching it live on stream, but I've reached out to a couple of the people that were there, and I'm going to have them joining me. So we will be watching the actual episode, one U.S. representative versus 20 Americans. Yes, I, myself, and other people debated an active member of Congress, someone that is a part of the House or the Senate. They haven't put out who it is officially yet, so I can't say who it is yet, but we did debate that person, and the episode comes out this Sunday, the 12th. And so myself and other people that participated in it, we're going to be streaming it live here on this platform. So it's going to be really cool, right? W's in the chat for Boss Lady Fun. Boss Lady Fun, if you see him, just block him. I see what you're saying. If you see him, just block him. All good. W's in the chat for Michael. Michael said, what's the white women 53% stat? 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. But it's not just the 53% of white women that voted for Donald Trump. It's white women as a whole who have coddled and allowed the perpetual harm that white men have caused. We got to talk about that. So we got to talk about the 53% of white women that voted for Donald Trump, who feign allyship, who at times tone police and also like colonize different movements and claim to be on the right side of history, but they're not doing the right things to be on the right side of history. That's what that 53% speaks to. W's in the chat for Aaron for the $1 donation saying, please start every chat with praise be to Allah and see how they crash out instantly. Yeah, I know for sure that'll happen. Again, guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. All right, weird. So I don't know what the flag was about. Anyway, what point did you said you disagree with the fragile men? All right, go ahead and tell me why.
Well, I mean, we literally saw how many liberal men, quote unquote, protesting over a king that doesn't exist.
Okay. That's the best you got.
Like, do you guys have a purpose to your protests? Because they're dumb as fuck. I mean, ICE agents don't write policy. They're just doing a job. They don't stop anything. You're just going to get a federal charge. The dumbest protest in history.
Okay, that's the best you got.
It's really all I need for you guys. You're not much of competition nowadays.
I just want to give you an opportunity to speak. I didn't want to cut you off or miss any points. So if you're done, I'll respond. But I want to give you the floor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So the issue with what you're saying is whether you think that like, oh, there's fragile men from No Kings, like the idea of having like fragile men and toxic masculinity, that's not like specific to one side of the political spectrum. That's all men, bub. Like the fact that men lead in violence as far as perpetuating violence towards women, children, and other men. The fact that men are more likely to abuse substances, more likely to engage in self-harm, more likely to not be able to properly handle stress because they have lower EQ, speak to the fact that men as a whole, we have ruined this country. And we need to actually take accountability for that, take a step back, and even more so let women lead. You coming up here and, I'm giving you the floor, and I don't know if it's because you're so deadlocked into your whole Republican versus Democrat thing or whatever, but like you are unable to properly tell me why you disagree with the fragile men with the fifis outside of like you just want to take shots at like ICE and all this other stuff. But like, I think if you want to keep it political, the person that you support, Donald Trump, is the pinnacle of fragile masculinity, of fragile men. He's someone who when seeing a commercial on television from Canada, stopped trade negotiations with Canada because he didn't like the commercial. He's someone who doesn't have the ability to respect anyone, including women. And he is someone who often throws temper tantrums, like yesterday on Easter, thank you for the galaxy, and sending out a message saying, open the fucking straight. So if you want to talk about like fragile men, yes, it's a whole, but if you want to be specific, it seems like fragile men seem to resonate with the Republican Party.
So what was that? I didn't get to see that thing that Canada put out. What did they put out?
So there was it wasn't put out by Canada. It was literally a commercial on Canadian TV where a private group had put out an old clip of Ronald Reagan talking about tariffs and how Ronald Reagan didn't support tariffs. And Donald Trump got upset and said like, oh, that's not true, And so he ended up canceling the trade negotiations that we were in with Canada because they ran that commercial on Canadian TV.
So was it on their nation's broadcast?
Yeah, but someone paid for a commercial. Yeah.
So it was approved by their government to be broadcasted.
I don't know how the Canadian system works, if they have an FCC or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, someone paid for airtime and put a commercial up, just like we pay for airtime here and people put commercials up. So
yeah, you mock economic policy and American practice and you beg for our money. Fuck yeah, we're going to slap you, dude. That's called projection of strength, protecting integrity of your country. That's what men do.
No, that's at the absolute pinnacle of fragility.
That's what we do.
Wait,
no,
so wait, how is that strength where, hear me out for 2 seconds, because I really want to understand what you're saying here. So Donald Trump, who is the president, the commander in chief, someone who has to be measured, someone who has to make logical decisions, because not only is it the lives of everyday Americans that, he's making decisions for, but billions of people around the world, right? So the actual point as far as saying, you do this and you get this kind of response, I can understand if it was like on a national level, right? I would understand if it was a leader of another country that was doing something to strain negotiations, but a commercial on Canadian TV, you think that's justification?
Did Donald Trump openly say that the response was in regard to the commercial?
Yeah.
He did publicly?
Yeah.
Okay.
He not only did he said it publicly, but then he kept rage tweeting about it, and so much so that the Ronald Reagan estate had to respond because Donald Trump was saying that's a lie. Ronald Reagan loved terrorists and da 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 da, and like the Ronald Reagan estate had to finally come out and say, while we don't agree with this Canadian entity using the likeness of Ronald Reagan. He did say those things, and he was against tariffs. Like, so even the Ronald Reagan estate had to come out about that.
All right, so the whole conversation now is about weak men and their fifis. So if somebody comes up, gets in your face, and insults your integrity in front of your boys, you're just gonna sit there and take it like a bitch, or you're gonna hit back.
Well, first and foremost, don't say the B word here. That like we don't do that. But
you know, you're gonna ask him how he feels that day. You're gonna ask him about his emotions, if he's okay. Or you're gonna respond.
Yeah. You know why? Because I am emotionally regulated, because I go to therapy. And wait, you asked me a question. Are you gonna let me answer it?
Therapy, that checks out.
Right. Yeah. Are you gonna let me answer your question?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So if someone comes up to me in front of my boys and says something, then it's not gonna solicit a response as far as violence. I mean, like I'm pretty good with verbal jousting. And so, yes, I may say something back, and I'm not adverse to conflict where conflict is needed. I think that violence has a place and time, but it's not my first reaction because I am emotionally regulated. I go to therapy once a week, and I understand that people just saying things don't actually solicit the type of level of response that I know that I can give. But two, I know, like, if I go there, then it's a bigger thing. So, no, someone saying something to me isn't going to take me out of myself because, like, that's not who I am.
Okay, so they insulted his economic policy, and he resulted in responding with an economic policy, not physical threat. So he acted accordingly in your manner.
No, he didn't.
Explain as being acceptable.
No, because you wait. Your whole thing.
That's why I laid
wait
the
one
framework,
second.
and you
One
walked
second.
yourself into your answer.
You didn't because you
Dude,
said.
I should be your therapist.
Yeah, sure. You said, oh, if someone walked up in front of you and your boys, would you respond with whatever? And I said I would respond with verbal jousting. I would reply, but I wouldn't actually respond with a physical attack. Now, we understand that since hold on 1 second, let me finish. Now, we do understand that no, Donald Trump did not send a military strike into Canada because of that, but the actual reaction was not proportional to the example that I gave, because he didn't take a shot at the Canadian broadcasting. He didn't take a shot at the Canadian government as a whole. He stopped trade negotiations, which is a big deal. And even more than that, you're pretending as if this was the Canadian government that did this. No. This was a private entity that put a commercial on Canadian TV, and Donald Trump is so chronically online that he saw it and he got his feelings hurt. And so since his feelings were hurt, he decided to blow up trade negotiations with one of our closest allies. Come on now.
So the Canadian government regulates media through the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission, CRTC. So the government did approve it. You're wrong.
No. Hold on. That doesn't mean the government approved it.
My GDP.
Wait, stop. Weird. Don't do that.
Shut the fuck up.
No, don't do that.
Are you wrong?
No, I want you to state. You made a statement. That's not true.
Am I going to put you in therapy twice a week?
Just because you're showing that you have no emotional impulse. Like, stop it. You're running from something that you said. You tried to say something that you knew was a lie, and so you ran from it. So the point that I'm making is you said that the government knew about it. No. Just because there are certain commercials that are purchased and placed on air, yes, just like our FCC has the ability to regulate certain things and they can pull things off the air, that does not mean that they saw the actual commercial and approved it to go out. You're being disingenuous.
You're just being stupid.
Okay.
Okay. That your crux of your argument?
I'm just trying to understand what your argument is. Like you literally don't have anything.
No, I literally proved there are regulatory agencies in their government that do that.
So are you saying the regulatory agency pre-approved the commercial before it went out?
No, they actually went for they regulate the broadcast company. The broadcast company then regulates the actual commercial.
Exactly.
Sucks to be them.
Exactly. So again,
broadcast company,
so again,
the
actual government didn't pre-approve it, and Donald Trump allowed a commercial that was on television to have him stop trade negotiations with an ally. Guys, just an FYI, we have a 10-minute restriction, and so we're gonna have to push through that. So if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Keep knocking out the daily gift goal. It's the little 1-cent gift goal. So if we could, please knock that out. And I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal. I need everyone being active participants to ensure that we are pushing through this temporary shadow ban and make sure we're good. So do all the wonderful things. All right. So
whoa, hold on. I just found this out.
Mm-hmm.
That commercial in 2025 was commissioned by the government of Ontario, you fucking idiot.
Okay, where's your proof?
Literally took me 20 seconds. The content, the ad featured edited audio of former president.
No, don't read it off. Tell me where you're reading it from. What's your source?
Hold on a second, let me bring it up.
No, just tell me your source. I'm going to pull it up. I can put it on the screen.
I'm looking, hold on. It's got like a bunch of different links.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to the actual ad itself. It's redirecting me to YouTube where it plays it. Because usually when they run those, there has to be a promotion at the end of it who approved it.
Okay, all right. So wait, is your source YouTube?
Hold on. Here it is.
Wait, no, hold on. I don't need you to play the commercial. I just need to tell me what's your source. Hey, stop playing the commercial. Just tell me the source. Sending you a request to come off mute. What's your source? What are you looking at?
It's showing at the end, Canadian province of Ontario.
Okay, but again, all right. I'm gonna mute you. I don't want you to play the video. Like, there's no need for that. I'm just saying, is there a source that you can? Well, that's fine. Then turn it down and watch it. Turn it down and watch it.
Well, I turned it off. I muted it. Settle down. That I actually educate your audience and you don't.
Yeah, hold on for a second. 1 second here. So let's see here. Ontario Prime Minister Doug said August 4th is planning on-air major networks. Okay. All right. So this is what I was able to find here. This is from PBS. I'm going to put this on the screen. 1 second here. All right, put that there. Accept all cookies. And then I'm going to put this over here. Boom. Okay, can you see the screen?
I'm actually reading it right now.
Okay, perfect. So this is the fact checking the claim. Now, when talking about the actual, they're running through the actual full breakdown of the interaction and what happened, right? The 10% tariffs, blah, 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 blah. Now, the interesting thing that I want to draw to people's attention is this right here. Ontario Prime Minister Doug Ford said October the 14th that a $75 million ad was planned and would air on major networks on October the 24th after Trump canceled trade talks with Canada. Ford said the ad would continue to air during the first 2 World Series games, but will pause after that so the trade talks can resume. Now, question for you. This is where it gets interesting, weird. The Prime Minister of, the Ontario Premier, Prime Minister, right? It's got to be Prime Minister. It says Premier. Anyway, Ontario. Is that a providence or is that the Canadian government?
What are you talking about?
Okay. I guess to use it in U.S. terms. Wait, to use it in U.S. terms, just to make it simple for you, would this be like someone from a state or someone from the federal level running this commercial?
He's the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Ontario, dude.
Right. Oh, Premier is our governor. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Premier. Got it.
Your government's stupid.
So the question being, would this be the level of like a governor or a state running an ad, or would this be the entire country of Canada?
If they used it for World Series, what do you think? It doesn't matter who it is.
Can you answer the question?
Screw their people.
The actual commission that paid for these ad buys, was this equivalent to a state level or a federal level?
Of what, funding or broadcast?
Funding. The person that paid for the ad, or the people, the entity that paid for the ad.
I don't know. You'd have to look up their actual policy. When
I'm telling you, it's right here. It's literally right here. It's okay. You can be willfully obtuse to keep the conversation going. I'm just going to say it so we can keep it moving. It's equivalent to.
You clicked out of it because you're a fucking don't even know and you can't read the answer. Are you that dumb? You're calling me obtuse.
I already had the answer. You just are willfully ignorant. Shut up. Again, so I was saying, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I know. Go ahead and crash out, you little whiny baby. Like I said, it was the equivalent to the state level. So that would be like the governor of Illinois actually purchasing, or the state of Illinois purchasing some ads, and then the entire government, the entire federal level government of Canada saying, oh, we don't like the commercial that they ran on a state level, so we're cutting off all trade negotiations on a federal level. Sounds pretty emotional to me. And even more so, it screams to the point that I made, which is Donald Trump made this decision based off of a commercial that was just like a governor, not even a governor, but the state running an ad. He allowed international trade to be dictated by a state level advertisement. That's emotional.
What?
Yes.
What event were they playing it through?
What does it matter? Who funded it?
Because Ontario wanted it to play in America for our own voters, you fucking dunce.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who saw it up there.
What does that matter? Like I don't think you think you're making a point, but you just sound stupid.
Canucks are trying to push
you literally aren't saying anything. You just sound stupid. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Again,
look at you.
The whole point being is that, so you're justifying Donald Trump canceling international trade agreements because he had his feelings hurt from a commercial from a state level entity. But yet there's
slap them the fuck up, make them turn on their government. That's
so
what
I think you literally just made my point that like men are emotional, because the only thing that you've actually done is lead with emotional for this entire conversation. Like that's all that you've done. You've justified international trade falling by saying that, oh, we need to show them who's tough. Again, that's another reason why women would be better served in leadership because they have a higher EQs and they have more emotional regulation. Listen, I know. Hey, remember what I said at the start of the live? You crash. I know. Right? Listen, hey, you crash out, you lose. I've already told you that. You know. I've told you that. Don't crash out on me, bub. You're losing. Don't crash out. Dude, listen, shh. It's okay. It's okay. I know for some reason you're intimidated by therapy. I know you're intimidated by emotional regulation. I know you're intimidated by so many things. Like, life is scary. It's okay. It's okay. You can be a scared little boy, but what you can't be is a crash out on my panel. So I need you to bring it back. I need you to calm it down, and I need you to substantiate any type of point. Now, it sounds like from what we've been able to have this conversation so far, the only thing that you're really saying is, well, his emotional response was necessary. That's what you're saying.
A foreign government attempting to persuade people to vote a certain way of an upcoming midterms. Fuck yeah, hit them hard.
How is that persuading people to vote a certain way?
What do we have coming up? What do we have influencing for the next year? Same thing.
Yeah, how is that influencing them to vote a certain way? By playing the words of a Republican leader, someone who has been looking at as the
what did it
head
say
of an actual
about Reagan? Was it accurate? Was it Reagan who said that?
Yeah, there were accurate statements that were placed in the commercial that Reagan said. Yes.
Wow, let's go back to the bootlicking propagandists there.
Okay. Oh, is that all you're going to say?
Yeah, that's all I really need, dude. You guys are the Nazi Party 2.0. At least you run DEI now.
Oh, my God. You're so bad at this. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Listen. Go somewhere else and like practice your actual. I know I am. Go practice any type of debate when you have something better. I know. Listen, you're showing why you've lost right there. I know. You don't have emotional regulation. Like, there's no point in talking to you because you're not even trying to engage. You show that you lack the ability to actually even engage in shut up and engage in the conversation. You can leave. You can leave. Again, fragility on full display. Not even a moment of trying to actually engage. The entire premise was, well, they shouldn't have been talking shit. Really? I don't know. Anyway, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you are, if you don't mind, guys, can we knock out the daily gift goal? It's the little finger hearts, please and thank you. If you don't mind, if we can we knock out the finger hearts, and also let's get the likes up as well. The likes are currently at 145,000 likes. If we could, let's go ahead and get the likes up to 200,000 likes. W's in the chat for Brock. Brock sent a $10 donation, said, did the guest call Reagan a bootlicker? I don't know what he was trying to get to with that one. I'm not exactly sure. W's in the chat for Lavender for the $1 donation, saying Timu Kevin Federline. He was absolutely a Timu Kevin Federline. W's in the chat for Anthony for the $1 donation, saying this guy was an embarrassment to us men all around. So pathetic. You know what? I disagree. I don't think he was an embarrassment. I think he was justification of the background. Like I really believe that's what it was. Anyway, only request up if you were, I'm sorry, W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. Keep tapping the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. I think that because people keep asking the question, and the point is we need to get to a point of accountability. There's a lot of people that need to be held accountable when it comes to what's happening in our country and where we are. And this is the conversation around accountability and the people who are absolutely at the forefront of it. We have Republicans. They have all the control, so they get all the blame. We have anyone that believes that capitalism is the right system for our country. We have moderate Dems, because you guys are Republican light. We have white women, 53% and below, meaning 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. But we're going to talk about the ones that didn't vote for him too. They are someone we got to bring to the forefront. And last but not least, fragile men, all fifis, no facts. So if you disagree, go ahead and get in the box, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. See if this person loads. I don't know if this person's going to load. Lux, but not Jolly. If you are a Trump supporter or you disagree, then go ahead and get in the box. You can request back up. I'm going to go ahead and drop you. I don't know. It just didn't connect. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you would like to actually come up and debate me, the only thing you have to do is click that link that's in the pinned message. You don't even have to actually leave where you are. You don't even have to leave where you are. You can just come over. So I'm going to talk for a second about one of the topics, and because it seems like a lot of people are questioning the actual topic, and I'm going to give a little bit more context. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Ray, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Ray? All right, I'm going to drop you down. Let's see here. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates.
Who's that?
Hi, Joel. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
What'd you say?
Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay. And what state do you live in?
Yeah, I live in Colorado.
You do? Why is it always Colorado? Like,
Shit,
that's been the new one that people who don't live in the U.S., that's the one that they've been using. Hey, question for you. If you're not an American citizen, why do you like say that you claim or you support Trump? Like, serious question.
No, I don't.
Then why would you request up?
When did you last shit?
This morning. Why? When did you last shit?
Wait. I need one right now.
Are you the same person that came up here and did that last time and I answered your question? I told you not to come back because I answered. And you request back up to be weird again? Fuck off.
Oh, you
only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or you disagree with something on the background. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Hi, Sarah. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I'm definitely not a supporter, but I wanted to talk about the Republicans' full control, full blame.
Okay. So you disagree with that point?
Yes, I think that it's taking any blame off of Democrats, and I think that we are extremely responsible. It's like the big, beautiful bill could not have passed if Democrats did not support it, and we still chose to.
What's that point?
Could you hear me?
Yeah. Do you see that point right there?
The full control, full blame?
No, right under that one.
Oh, moderate Dems. Yeah.
They're not absolved. Like I'm calling them out as well. But like the point of disagreeing is if you disagree with the sentiment as far as Republicans are to blame, not saying that, oh, other people have culpability. Yeah, we're going to blame, but other people have culpability. So that's not really debating the topic.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm good.
All right. I appreciate you. I'll drop you down.
Thank you.
Yep. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Let's see here. You said you're calling one side. Yeah. Dawson, come up here and tell me about it. I'm muting you. Yeah, I'm directly calling out the Republicans because they have full control. And there's nothing that you can prove. Like, you can't say shit about the actual power because they have all the power. Now, Dawson, I sent you a request. Come up here and tell me about it, Bub. Damn right I'm calling out the Republican Party. Absolutely. Absolutely.
How many votes do they need, Santana?
Need for what?
To pass a bill. Can Democrats do it all? I mean, can Republicans do it all on their own?
They can pass legislation through simple majorities, depending on.
Can they pass the bill?
I just answered your question.
I'm asking. It's not a trick question, man.
I literally just answered your question. What did I say?
So Democrats weren't involved in the big beautiful bill. They didn't.
What did I just say? Okay, can you acknowledge what I just said?
What, that you couldn't answer the lady before and didn't want to talk to her?
Holy fuck! I'll repeat it again.
Oh, see, you got people in your comments saying it depends.
What did I just say? Did I not just say that?
I just asked how many votes they need.
And what was my answer? What did I say to you, Dawson?
I don't know. You were rambling.
Exactly. You weren't listening. Like you sit here and pretend I didn't answer your question, but you're too emotional to even hear what I said. I answered your question directly, and you didn't even hear it because you were so locked in on fucking crashing out. Like,
who's crashing out now? Talk.
Yeah, no, I'm calling you out. You like, what the fuck are we doing?
Call me out.
I already did. So yeah, I know. Shushies. So the point that I made was, there is certain legislation that can be passed through a simple majority. It depends on what type of bills or legislation they're looking to pass, which determines the amount of votes that are needed. So no, it's not a cookie cutter answer. It literally depends on what they're trying to pass.
Okay, thank you.
Was that your gotcha? I mean, like, what the fuck?
No, it wasn't a gotcha. It was a thank you for answering the question. What else do you need?
I answered the question before
you need
that.
A cookie?
So can you tell me, would you like to actually engage with the premise? Because I'm assuming that you think it's not all the Republicans' faults.
I just want to know how many votes are needed to pass something.
It depends on what something is. Do you think it's all the Republicans' fault?
Okay, so the big beautiful bill, could they have passed it on their own?
Do you think that it's the Republicans' fault? Yes or no? I've been answering your stupid ass questions. I need you to engage.
Can Democrats pass the big beautiful bill?
Hey, I answered your question. Now I need you to actually engage. Like, you don't get to come up here and dictate how this conversation is going to go. I need you to lock the fuck in, and I need you to actually engage with the conversation. Like, what are we doing? I know that I've hurt your feelings. I know your ego is fragile. I know that you're feeling emotional. That's fine. I would like for you to lay out an argument about why you disagree with the Republicans needing accountability because they have full control, which equals full blame. Go.
Can they put anything
Don't ask any questions. Lay out your debate.
You're literally asking questions for a debate. Yes or no? What do you have up on your screen, Santana?
I want you to tell me why you disagree with the point.
I disagree with it because it's not all, it's on both sides.
Okay, tell me more. Keep going. Go lay out your debate.
I've already told you. If the Republicans came up and wanted to bill, okay, we'll do DHS, for example. ICE was already funded. Democrats got their panties in a bunch and then canceled or shut down half the funding for DHS and everything else. Then want to turn around and blame Republicans for not wanting to go to the floor, and it should have been a single issue for them, right?
Are you done?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So depending on the actual piece of legislation, i.e. the example that you're giving with ICE and funding, there's more holdouts. And again, like I stated before, there's an actual difference as far as what's needed in order to pass legislation. Even more so, there was there was an actual proposal that was given by the Louisiana state representative, who wanted the actual funding for DHS removed, and the funding for ICE removed, and they would be able to completely fund all of DHS, and then they had the votes on party lines for a simple majority to then pass the funding for ICE. So there was a pathway forward for the overall funding of DHS to be approved and for ICE to be funded by Republican Party lines. And Donald Trump told the Republicans, no, don't make a deal. And they didn't make a deal. So when you talk about bills being passed, yes, it depends on the bill, depends on the votes. But when you have path forward and you have actual Republicans coming out saying this is what we had, and then Donald Trump, the head of the Republican Party, shutting it down, and then Republicans falling in line, they're the ones to blame. Dawson, you're muted. I stopped speaking. That means it's your turn to talk.
Okay, just want to make sure. Didn't want to interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
So ICE was already funded, yes or no, through 2028 or 2029, yes? Before any of that, they were already funded, yes?
No. What happens is they set an actual budget and they plan out the budget, but each year the budget has to be reapproved. So like, even though
it was already reapproved, that's why Democrats were so upset and they didn't want ICE to be funded.
If it was already reapproved, then there wouldn't be a reason to approve DHS funding. Like there was additional.
They wanted to cut ICE out of the funding in order to fund.
That's not true. That's not true. So the way that it actually works is there was a predetermined budget, and they were reallocating additional funds for DHS, and they wanted to increase funding for ICE. And so the Democratic Party did not want the additional increase for ICE. We're not talking about the original amount that was mapped out for ICE. We're talking about a requested increase that they did not want to approve.
So did they turn around and put a bill in without that in there?
Yes.
Okay, when was that? I'm just curious. Not being a dick, I'm just asking.
The Democratic Party has proposed multiple bills for funding for ICE, which the
but was it
Republican
just that one
Party,
issue?
I'm sorry. No, let me finish my sentence. The Democratic Party has submitted multiple pieces of legislation that would fund DHS, and it would exclude ICE. And I think it's this was as of March the 24th. They put forth a bill that would end the shutdown and fund everything except ICE on March the 5th, March the 11th, March the 12th, March the 18th, March the 19th, twice, March the 21st, March the 23rd. And they put out more actual options after that. And then like I said, this was actually something that was said by John Kennedy from Louisiana, Republican Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Thune submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no. no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
So that was John Kennedy, the Republican senator from Louisiana, who worked out a plan with Ted Cruz and then got it approved by John Thune, who is the Senate lead, Republican Senate lead. And they had the plan to, one, fund DHS, everything except ICE, and to get it all back open and working. And then two, pass an actual continual resolution, a CR, along party lines that would fund ICE again. So they were going to get everything that they wanted. And Donald Trump said no, and he ran. And he ran. Of course he ran. Of course he fucking ran. Of course he fucking ran. That's what I thought. W's in the chat for Hayes. Hayes sent a $3 donation. Hayes, I can't see what your message says, but I appreciate the $3 donation. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. W's in the chat for Hayes. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, Lexi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, Lexi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Okay, I'm gonna drop you down. All right. Like I said, one thing that I am. One thing that I do want to talk about is the white women 53% and below. 1 second. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
No, sorry. I'm at the gym right now and I accidentally hit it.
Okay, no worries. Have a good workout. So 53% white women, 53% and below. What that speaks to is the 53% of white women that voted for Donald Trump. The culpability that has to lie at the feet of those 53% of white women is something that we need. But the reason why it says and below is because we got to talk about that 47%. And while that 47% of white women did not vote for Donald Trump, they didn't. They have been the ones that have actively upheld white supremacy, the patriarchal system, disenfranchising marginalized communities. They have had hands in performative allyship. They have taken over movements, i.e., what is the difference between feminism and womanism? And so the hand that white women specifically have had in not only the current state of our country, but in the entirety, because I talk a lot about the harm that white men have caused. And I'm saying that there's no way in hell that white men would have been able to been this harmful and uphold white supremacy the way that they have been if white women weren't culpable. So if you disagree with that, get in the box. Get in the box. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
I disagree with something in the background. I wouldn't say I'm a Trump supporter, but I definitely disagree with it was kind of just what you were just saying. So I would just go into I feel like when you say if white women weren't culpable, which I know because I know you have a lot of fuel for that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like the white tears and the way that there's been cases where a white woman accuses someone incorrectly and that person really gets punished just off of just a white woman being upset. So for sure, I know you have some fuel But my argument against that would be, and I do want to say, I respect you a lot, man. I love the work that you do. I really respect you a lot. But the only argument I would say against that is, I more so think just men to women, they have the way that the power has been, the patriarchy and all that, the way they've given men, or men have had so much power that white women have taken advantage of the power that they've had, but I don't think they've ever even had the chance to really almost end up being culpable. I think that they have to then abide by it too, because there's also even other men of other races, other sectors and things like that, where they also get obvious advantages over women. So I don't know if I fully agree with just white women are culpable. I think they more so are accepting their fate, kind of like they're just kind of saying, oh, this is my fate or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So when you talk about the patriarchal system, we understand that white men are at the top of the patriarchal system, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the men, and then you could start adding race and demographic. And
right. Wait. Who do you think is higher on the patriarchal in the patriarchal system, white women or black men? You have to come back in. I can't hear you if you're off the app. You have to come back into the app in order for me to hear you. I can't hear you if you're off app. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. If you would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Okay, sorry.
Sorry,
I was saying, who do you think
sorry about that.
Who do you think is higher on the in the patriarchal system, white women or black men?
I'm gonna say white women. I'm gonna say white women because definitely because it took, and you see it to this day. I just told you about the white tears. I've seen that, you know. If I say something wrong and you got to kick me, then just kick me. But I
and just don't say the name of any drugs. Like that's the only thing that I don't do.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I also just want to say too, you know, I'm very much like with you guys, but I also am willing to debate, to learn. So I would want to.
Yeah, no. That's all good.
Me about.
That's all good. But which one would you say that ranks higher?
Yeah, I would say white women because of the whole like when it not necessarily when it comes to let's say with voting, I would say they get kind of close, but you would still more likely see a white woman get more agreement, get more money. They would also get you know, they get the perception in society. They definitely get more. So I would say they are higher.
Yeah. White women. And while I'm not saying that white women haven't been disenfranchised, they have. But white women are absolutely, like I said, they're culpable because not only have they continued to align themselves with white supremacy to uphold whiteness, but if you take a look at like some of the things that supposedly are beneficial and things that are made for marginalized communities, we talk about how like DEIA, white women are one of the biggest benefactors of DEIA. Right. I mean, like when you talk about any type of assistance, or when we talk about, you know, looking for equity and things like that, it's always white women that end up getting those benefits first because of where they sit at the patriarchal system. Now, the culpability that I also speak to, though, is the raising of young white men. Right. If you take a look at the like the red pill movement, the actual movement where young white men are leading, they're groypers, they're leaning right even more. The fact that white women have not held their children accountable and actually address those things that we're seeing to the level that they need to be addressed, like that's something we have to talk about as well. And we have to talk about the longstanding history of performative nature, right? It goes back to when the reason why womanism had to become a thing is because feminism ended up being co-opted by white women, and it only became about white women and their equal treatment and instead of, you know, the treatment of all women or femme presenting women. And then even if you take a look at like the last election, the white women wanted to start this whole thing where they wanted to wear blue bracelets to show people like, oh, I'm one of the good ones. So like all of this is something we have to talk about.
Yeah. It like how you use performative, it becomes performative because it's like you could show us, but what are you actually raising your sons that are white men to then not be, let's say, for example, like an incel or something, to not fall into all those bad things. The only thing I would then think about that is they end up being in this weird position where if they choose to marry, let's say, some Republican white man, because this is a lot of people that I know, they always are gonna pick the easy way out. I don't know why, you know, like because they live in the household with this white man who might be they might be abusive or they might fight and they own the majority of the money, you know. So I really agree with what you're saying. I only see maybe it gets so nuanced, but you're definitely right about the performative and they have more access, way more access, even as a woman. So I definitely see that.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is more so like silence is complicit as well, right?
Yes.
And now I do understand like men as a whole, we the way that we hold on to power is through violence, right? Men think that, that we have a monopoly on violence,
bigger,
violence,
stronger, whatever.
Yeah, and violence have been perpetuated on women as a whole. So like I understand the premise behind white women as far as self-preservation and not engaging in anything that would solicit violence towards their end. But then again, at some point we have to have the conversation around, you know, silence being complicit, right? And if you're not advocating against these things, then you're culpable and you're allowing those things. And like I said, I mean, you can take a look at through the history of our country, the history of our country. While I talk about white men having 250 years, having 90% of the power, white women have been right there with them. I'll give you a great example. Martha Washington. People don't really necessarily think of Martha Washington, George Washington's wife, as
that's his
like,
wife. Okay, yep.
Yeah. Before George Washington married Martha Washington, she was already a widower, and she was also someone who was massively wealthy, independently wealthy, who owned a ton of slaves, who owned a ton of property. And so when she married George Washington was able to, you know, take over and inherit the land and all this stuff in Mount Vernon and like all this other stuff. But Martha Washington added to what George Washington could have already had, but while overseeing the day-to-day operations, while overseeing the slaves, while overseeing everything else. And so the point that I'm making is that while white women have not always been treated as first-class citizens within our country, they have never been far from that whiteness, and they've always looked to uphold it.
No, that's a really good example, because it's like you said, she already got married. She wasn't necessarily married to be married. She took advantage of her power to then build her own empire. And then,
no. She had her own empire before she married him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
before she got married
to him. Yeah,
because you said she was widowed, right? She was widowed before she married him. So that's what I more so was thinking. Like so she had her own life, but then she took that leverage. She leveraged it to build her own empire, and then she said, "Hey, I'll even marry this guy we can build something even bigger."
Sure. So hold on 1 second. Let me say, Chanty said, "Can we have a woman up to discuss this? If a woman wants to come up and debate me on this, then sure. But this isn't a topic that's like, this is for women to actually. No. This isn't that type of topic. This topic. Give me a second here. This topic isn't like abortion or something like that, or a representation of." Where we need representation to actually talk about the topic. This is me calling out white women. So like, we don't need representation for this topic. If someone wants to come up and debate me on it, they can, but this is not one of those topics where we need a woman up here to actually have this conversation. This is me saying that white women need to hold themselves accountable. I just want to make sure I make that clear to every single person listening. This is not like an abortion debate where, oh, we don't, men don't have skin in the game. Like, this is a accountability across the board. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead to your point.
Yeah. So I really do see what you're saying, because I see that, okay, if she, whatever age she was, she got married young, or like, that's just what it was at that time. Everyone gets married. Whenever her husband, whoever, they passed away, now she's widow. Now she had built up, while doing that, took her own time to just continue to then build an empire. Okay, I would never have been okay with having slaves, man. I'm not white, but I am white passing. I'm Hispanic, but I look white, so I'm not. But I would have never, with any sort of opportunity to do that, I would have never done that. So it's a very distinct point that she was okay with doing that. She's okay with marrying George Washington for the power, and she's okay with doing, I don't need to take
hold
too
on.
much of your time.
Let me cut you off for a second. Justice, come back in the app. You said this man is a racist. I wanted you to come up and tell me about it.
To be honest, man, it's just like, dude, like talking about white women, bro. If a white woman was on a live and they were saying, black man, they done this, they done that, you would be mad and livid. Like, bro, why can't we all just love each other? Like, I don't get it, bro.
I wouldn't. I frequent lives where not only white women, but women, period, hold men accountable. And I have no issues with it. Some of my favorite lives to hang out in is Ari, Swan, B. And, they hold men accountable, whether they're white men, black men, just men, period. So I don't have an issue with that.
Okay.
But also, like, do you think that calling someone out and saying that, like, accountability is needed is somehow like a bad thing? I'm confused by the point.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that is happening right now in the world, and you're talking about white women, and I don't get why. I'm just confused, bro. Like, there's so much other things that you could talk about.
It's because 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. They overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump. I mean, when we talk about the current issues within our country, there's no way in the world that this current regime would have been in place without the support of white women. And so having that conversation is important, right? Because if you take a look at any of the other racial breakdown, right? As far as black women, only 7% of black women voted for Donald Trump. Even though Latino is not a race, but anyone that actually identifies as a Latino woman, only 38% of Latino women voted for Donald Trump. So, like, again, overwhelmingly, the reason why we are where we are today in our society is because of white women backing Donald Trump at that 53% clip.
I understand that. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like 50-50, 47, 53. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it. I get where you're coming from. I just like, it's just like I don't think that they're the reason of our demise. You know what I mean? As black people, like, things change over time. You start to realize a lot of things, and you realize that, like, racism, it's not cool, for one. For two, it's just like, who wakes up and just doesn't like another person because of the color of their skin? So I don't
like,
really
so the
like
issue
that.
though with that, and that's reducing racism to something that, like, is simple and something that, like, allows people to skate, right? When you talk about racism, it's not predicated on hate. It's a literal system that is perpetuated and upheld, right? And so you can talk about, like, you can talk about educational racism, you can talk about healthcare racism, you can talk about financial racism. Like, it goes deeper than just hating someone. And so I think we would be remiss if we didn't do that. But like, the reason why specifically I have white women up here and we're having this conversation is because there's a couple of times throughout the history of our country where it's been very, very openly understood that white women have been, quote unquote, performative, right? If you take a look at the amount of support of white women prior to the 2024 election for Kamala Harris versus how they turned out and voted, it didn't match up. And then even more
Okay,
so.
to be honest, I feel where you're coming from. I just thought about it. As soon as you said white women and having this type of power, I thought about how they were able to like sleep with slaves and stuff. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it.
The one thing that I just want to say is like it because you said that I was racist, that it's not about saying that, oh, white women are bad, because it's not white women are bad. And even when I talk about white men, or when I talk about anybody, I'm not saying, you know, in general races are bad. But what I am saying is that I think it's important to call out, you know, and speak to the things that have happened. And Black people are accountable as well. One of my favorite sayings, I heard this, this is one of my favorite sayings. White women and Black men are in a race to see who can be a white man. And when you talk about Black men, we are literally the weakest link. Like Black women uphold and uphold not only the actual Black community, they actually strengthen the Democratic Party. Like Black men are such disappointments in so many different ways. So I got smoke for Black men as well, but it just so happens to be that white women.
That's where I disagree with you as a Black man, though.
Go ahead.
We have to go through a lot, man. We have to go through too much. You know, you're born. It's not even about the color of your skin. As a man in general, what are we told to do at a young age? You're supposed to provide, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Our feelings aren't really put into perspective. We're just supposed to be robots most of the time.
Who does that? Who perpetuates that?
Not just one race. It's all races, man.
Right, no. But who overwhelmingly says that you need to be a man, that you can't cry, you need to man up, you need to be an alpha? Who perpetuates that?
Women in general.
Justice.
Come on. The world,
men too,
like, it's
bro.
literally just us. Like, all right, as a man, if you're going through the worst of the worst and you wake up and you want to boohoo and be like, oh, woe's me, I don't want to go to work, you're gonna get looked at funny because you're still supposed to go to work. You're a man. You're supposed to provide.
Hold on.
And then when you talk to people about your feelings, they don't understand how you really feel as a man because they think that you're supposed to be like just bronze, bro. No.
Yeah. 1 second. Hey, Pharaoh, I'm gonna mute you for a second. One, because I wanna get here, but also you got a little bit of noise as well. So the issue with what you're saying is that's the type of harm that's perpetuated by men, and it's toxic masculinity. Right? It's the entire premise that men don't need to go to therapy. They shouldn't cry. Men shouldn't be in touch with their emotions. Like the actual premise, the patriarchal system, the entire entity, right, of gender and what a man should be has been something that was cultivated, created, and perpetuated by men. So when you talk about like, oh, you know, they don't care about our feelings. Like if you look at studies like that, it's not women. It's not women that's actually perpetuating that, because women are more likely to seek therapy. Women do have higher EQs, right? It's just that men tell other men that if you do that, then you're not a man. So even if a woman does somehow parrot that in the actual sense of like saying those things, that she's just parroting the toxic masculinity talking points that men perpetuate. Just like Black people can parrot white supremacist talking points. That doesn't make them, you know, being able to actually access the privilege that white supremacy gives, but they can parrot those talking points. And so, yes, women can parrot toxic masculinity talking points, and they can have internalized misogyny, but like the perpetuators of this is men.
I feel that. I mean, I'm not misogynistic at all. You know, I have a daughter and everything like that. So I get where you're coming from. I get it. I mean, yeah, I get it. What I'm trying to say is basically, I don't think that it's just one party that's just all the way in the wrong. I think that everybody could work on themselves and be better people. And that's really all I wanted to say. But man, I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate you. I'll give you a follow.
Let me say one thing to you. You might want to rethink that statement that you made about like not being misogynist. Please give me a follow. I would love for you to learn a little bit more. How much do you know about intersectionality?
Not much, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, please give me a follow. I would love for you to learn more about intersectionality, and then like biases, the ones that like we don't even realize that we have, where we engage in misogyny without even knowing it. Like men Like there's a lot. Anyway, give me a follow. We can talk about it. But like you saying that you're not a misogynist because you have a daughter.
I just think about karma. I'm a real spiritual person.
I get that.
I wouldn't want my daughter to go through anything like that I caused. You know what I mean? So I try to be a good person every day I wake up.
Yeah, no. And see, again, the one thing that you'll learn about like biases, it's like there's biases that we have that aren't intentional. So there's certain things that we perpetuate as far as misogyny where we might not even realize that it's misogyny. I'll give you a quick example. Like if there's ever an instance, let's say, you know, there's a woman that's having a conversation and like there's a woman and a man having a conversation and you don't like the way that the way the man is talking to the woman and you immediately cut the man off or cut the woman off as, you know, you cut the woman off as she's trying to speak to the man and defend herself and say, hey, don't worry about it. I got it. Don't you talk to her that way. And I'm going to defend her honor. Like that's a form of internalized misogyny because while you are, you know, trying to do something that's virtuistic, you are sitting here and saying like this woman doesn't have the ability to take care of the situation as a person. Now, if, you know, she said, hey, could you step in? Or if it escalated or, you know, different things can happen. But just sitting there and say like, I need to be the big, strong man to protect the woman because the women are small and weak. That's like misogyny and you're perpetuating without knowing it. So it's so many layers to it. That's all I was saying.
I can understand that. I just feel like in that situation that you just explained, that just comes down to feelings. Like, okay, you can choose to just not even take it there. You could choose to let her handle her own battles. But do you know how many women would probably be like, he didn't even say anything? Like, I feel like, well, that comes with communication because you have to understand the person that you're dealing with. So if you know that who you're dating, they would want you to step in, then you would do it. So I get what you're saying. Okay,
well,
I
I'm not just talking about someone that you're dating, but I'm just talking like in general. Also, like, I think we need to have the conversation with women as well. Like, there's a lot of things that women do, and they do it because of fear from men, right? Whether it's just saying, oh, no, it's okay. Like, it's fine.
Absolutely.
You can speak for me. Oh, it's okay. You can do this. You can do that. It's because men perpetuate violence towards women, and women are in a constant threat. Like, their lives are constantly on the line just from being women. Like, just from walking outside as a woman, their life is in danger. And so a lot of times they're willing to just say, oh, no, it's okay, when it's really not.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I get what you mean, man. But yeah, I get it. I get it, man. I'll hit you with a follow, man. I appreciate the conversation. I get where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me unmute you. Let me unmute you in the chat before you go so you can still type. I appreciate you coming up.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, me too. You know what, Santana? I really appreciate you. I follow you. I'm one of your fans and all that.
Community members.
Yeah. I just wanted to say two things. I don't want people like first off, I see you as way more productive than other people that do debates. I don't have to say any names because that's not what's important, but from my personal opinion. But I also just wanted to just say, I learned things. I learned some things that I didn't know. I didn't have to agree with you, but you did teach me, and I agree with you I see what you're saying. I got to do some research. I also want people to understand too, if I say that stupid term, I know it's a little dumb, white passing.
Don't say DUMB. That's
sorry. Yeah, I know. It might sound incorrect, but I'm saying that from my perspective, only because that was my lived experience where I am not a white person. I'm not, somewhere in my gene pool probably dates back, but I'm one of the people that has just light skin. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Guatemalan, but I have light skin.
So like you're talking about nationalities. Like there's a difference between Hispanic. Right, but there's a difference between race, ethnicity, and nationality.
Exactly.
And so like people aren't negating your actual like nationality or even like the ethnicity, but when boiling down to race, falling within those racial categories, if you are quote unquote white passing, then you're white. But that's not actually disregarding your nationality or anything along those lines. That's just saying the way that race is classified, that's where you would fall.
Exactly. So what I really wanted to clarify was when I say that, I'm more so acknowledging that, hey, I was raised in a certain scenario, that I have family members that look every type of way, and I deal with issues not directly. I deal with it indirectly. When I say white passing, I'm saying, hey, I deal with those issues, but indirectly, because when someone is, just your basic, everything is their whole family, all the people they know are white, usually they don't have to deal with those issues. I still deal with them, but I deal with them indirectly. That's more so what I was pointing out. But I know what you guys are saying, and I won't say that actually. I actually will not say that. And see, I don't like people say.
Well, listen, hold on. I'm gonna cut you off because now we're getting away and we're getting further down the line, and I want to keep the debates going. But I appreciate you coming up and having a conversation.
No, it's perfectly fine. Yep.
All right.
Thank you, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep.
Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah.
Yes, you're a Trump supporter. Yes, you disagree, or combination?
Combination.
Okay. Can I call you Air? Is that okay?
You can call me Saul.
Saul? Okay, I'll call you Saul. Saul, can you give me like 2 seconds just to thank a couple of people and then we can get into it? All right. Debbie's in the chat for Marie. Marie sent the $5 donation saying, can't fix the white supremacy if critique isn't allowed. We benefit from proximity. That's the reality. When we know better, we do better. Exactly. Big facts, Marie. W's in chat for Marie. W's in chat for Heather. Heather sent a $5 donation saying, daily hugs. As a white woman, I know you're right, and I personally look up to Black women. They are some of the best people in the world, and at this point, I follow respectfully. Yeah, like I'm telling you, Black women should be in more positions of leadership, but that's like a whole nother conversation. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. W's in the chat for Monica for the $5 super chat to say, Santana, how can white passing apply to Hispanics from Caribbean? Monica, we didn't get into it. I think there's a lot in having a conversation between like race, ethnicity, and nationality is a lot for a lot of people. So we just didn't go there. W's in the chat. Guys, if anyone else likes support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Peach, what up, Peach? W's in the chat for Peach and the Peach raid. Guys, make sure if you look up at the top and you see the word follow, you're not following me, hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We only got 52 new followers on this current live, and there's 1.4 thousand people hanging out. I know there's more than 52 people that haven't followed me. So hit that follow button, turn on notifications. All right, Saul, you said you disagree with something on the background. What do you disagree with the most, where you like to start?
All right. White women 5'3" and below. I'm confused.
Oh, okay. 53% of white women and below. That means that there's accountability needed for the 53% of white women that actually voted for Donald Trump. But also we have to talk about the longstanding precedents of white women aligning themselves with white supremacy and supporting white men that have perpetuated so much harm.
Okay. And you talked about intolerance towards the gay community.
What do you mean?
Did you not talk about that?
No, I didn't say anything about intolerance towards the queer community. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I thought you were debating the other guy. You said something about that intolerance.
At what point were you gonna make? I didn't say anything about the queer community.
Okay, maybe not about the queer community, but you said something about tolerance. Anyway.
Wait, just go ahead and make your point. I don't. Maybe it'll jog my memory if you say it.
Yeah, but so like about the gay community, right? The queer community. Which race do you think would be like the least tolerant generally towards those minority of people.
Okay, wait. So are you saying which race do you think is less accepting of the queer community?
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You don't know?
No. Do you have that quantified somewhere?
Quantified?
Yeah.
I mean, there's research about it.
Yeah. Can you point me in the direction of any research on that? Because I've never seen that.
You're a debater and you've never like looked up like things like this. I feel like it's
no, I've looked up a lot of things. I've just never heard this claim, and I'm willing to accept it. Whatever you tell me, I just would love for you to quantify it. So can you tell me what are you looking at when you look at who's more tolerant, what race?
Would you say that the majority...
Just tell him that you're talking about the Pew research that just came out that said that Black Protestants were the most non-accepting.
I don't think that research just came out, though. I feel like that's always been like a known thing.
Hold on one second, Saul. Let Peach speak. Hey, Peach,
So
sorry, go ahead. One second, Saul.
Okay.
Go ahead, Peach.
The Pew research just came out recently, and they went by religion and race, showing which demographics were most or least accepting of LGBTQIA people. One of the highest percentages was Black Protestants. Another very high percentage was white Protestants. And another very high percentage was Latino Protestants who were not accepting of LGBTQIA lifestyles or people, right? So I'm not sure how you are comparing that to white women who voted for Donald Trump, but it doesn't seem analogous. And I just wanted to cut out the BS of like trying to lead Santana down a road, because I know what point you're making. So just make your point.
Well, it's a correct point, though.
But it's not analogous and it doesn't stand, because we're not talking about that doesn't take away the fact that 53% of white women voted for Trump. That doesn't take that away.
That is pretty crazy.
Excuse me. So first of all, do you know, since you do know the Pew research about Black Protestants, do you know what percentage of Black people are Protestant?
No.
No, it's the Pew, P-E-W. Y'all don't know what Pew is?
No, I don't know what Pew is.
Okay. The Pew research.
FYI, I'm putting this on the screen because I'm looking at it right now in real time as well. Yeah, this is super interesting that this is what he was going for. Anyway, go ahead, Peach.
Yeah, so that still does not negate that 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump in this most recent election. And when you are talking about demographics, I think that it will serve you well to figure out what percentage of Black people identify themselves as Protestant Christians, because I don't know that it's 53% of Black people. It may be 53%.
You know, it's not even just that either.
Hey, can you please let Peach finish? Can you please let Peach finish?
Okay, I'll let Peach finish.
Go ahead, Peach.
I understand that it may be 53% of respondents, but then you need to find out how many people Pew solicited for the survey, right? You need to find out how many people were in that survey, because it wasn't every person in America. Pew Research only has like very small sample sizes. Okay. So you can go ahead, and I'm glad to discuss it with you if you want to discuss it with me, or I'm glad to drop it, because I just wanted to
we can discuss it.
What you were trying to get at.
No, we can absolutely.
And so hold on one second. So I just want to make sure I have this correct. So your premise is that based off of this Pew Research survey that was completed in May of 2025, that Black people as a whole are less tolerant of the queer community because of the religious aspect of Black Protestants? Is that what you're saying?
True.
Okay. Great question that was put out by Peach. What percentage of Black people actually classify themselves as Protestants?
Well, here's the thing, you guys.
No. I would just love if you answer that question first. Do you know?
You want me to answer the question?
Yeah.
Oh, well, your question did you ask me? I thought you were asking Peach.
No, it was you. I said it was the question that Peach had is, what percentage of Black people identify as Protestants?
I mean, it's a stigma in the community because there's research on it.
No, that's not the question though.
Well, you're going to deny research?
No, I would just like for you to answer the question.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just about, BLK people being, Protestants. It's not just about that.
But like, that's what the survey was based on, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was a percentage of the community that just wasn't accepting of people like you. I don't think it was just about them being Protestants, unless I'm wrong about that.
Yeah. Well, that's what, you are. That's what this actually,
I'm
it's
wrong about that.
It's based off of not only
So you think
the religious aspect. Hold on, I'm going to finish this. It's based off of the religious aspect, but it's also based off of the political aspect. So those are the two things that they look at is religion and political ideology. Now, again, I would love for you to even we talk about the proportion of Black people that,
on that.
Hold on one second. Even if we talk about the proportion of Black people that would identify as Protestant, I think that identifying the proportion of Black people that are also non-religious, I'm so confused as far as one.
Now, what percentage of Black people are Democratic?
I'm just gonna finish this sentence. I would be super interested to find out what percentage of. I would be super interested to find out why this actually applies to white women. I don't understand what point this was supposed to be made. That's why you kept trying to say, oh, you talked about tolerance or something, but I didn't make that point. But now you're trying to pigeonhole some type of argument that you already had. You offered to
continue. You offered to continue the argument.
Yeah, I said, tell me what you were saying, and now I realize what you were doing. You were trying to get to this point because you didn't actually want to debate anything on the background, but you wanted to try to get this off. Okay, cool, but that was weird.
You offered though.
I didn't. You said that I was talking about this thing.
Your girl did. Your girl did. You didn't stop her.
You literally said that I was talking about this thing. Did you not come up and say I was talking about this?
Yeah, things change, Santana.
No, so you came up and you lied because you wanted to try to talk about this point.
You wanted to talk to me about this. There's a whole
No, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
So I brought you up here to talk to you about religious and Black people being intolerant of the queer community. Where the fuck does it say that on my background?
You implied it.
How? How did I imply it with my background?
I'm still right, aren't I?
No, you're fucking wrong. You're a liar and you're fucking wrong.
How am I wrong?
You're a lying piece of shit. Because not only did I not have this on my background, that wasn't the topic, and you came up here and tried to force the conversation. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, go ahead, Peach.
Did he call me your girl?
I was just about to get to that as well. Like when I tell you the fact that this fucking mediocre, holy shit, it's just so much. It's so much, Peach. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, you don't owe me an apology, and he's not going to give me one because the fact of the matter is, I'm going to do this quickly. I'm going to be Teacher Peach for just a second because you know how I love to be Teacher Peach. So you guys who are listening to me, hi, there are two things that happen when we're consuming or sharing information. One of them's called an implication and one of them's called an inference. So the person communicating, they own the implication, meaning they can communicate whatever they want.
Still haven't answered any of my questions.
Hey, shut up, Saul. Sorry, Peach. Go ahead.
You're fine. I got you, baby. So they can, implication belongs to the person who is communicating the information. What belongs to the person who is consuming the information is called inference. And so if you have a faulty bullshit inference about what you heard somebody else say, that's an indictment on your critical thinking. That's an indictment on your ability to understand the argument. That's an indictment on your refusal to listen or hold an honest discussion. That's an indictment on you being a dyed-in-the-wool fucking racist and misogynist. That's what that is. That doesn't have me. I can't shut up while I'm talking. That don't have nothing to do with what Santana said. Santana didn't ask you to come up here and discuss LGBTQIA people. You came up and said, didn't you say something about tolerance? and the gay community. And Santana specifically said, I didn't say anything about the queer community. In fact, Santana had to correct you on it 3 separate times that he was not talking about, quote unquote, the gay community. And he was not talking
But I'm
about
still right.
You shut up when I'm talking. So then you said, well, you said something about that. And Santana said, sure, where are you going with it? Which is when I requested, because I knew what you were talking about and I knew you were trying to float some bullshit pivot. So here's my point. Having said all of that, even if you were correct that Pew Research said the majority of Black Protestants, Black conservative
I'm still a fucking
surveyed, shut up. The majority of Black Protestants surveyed disagree with LGBTQIA plus people. Even if that was true, it does not have any standing in the discussion of 53% of white women voting for Donald Trump. That doesn't have, those two things don't have anything to do with one another. You're just up here looking at
Still
you
ain't.
just made it simple and said you hate Black people. That would have been much quicker. You know, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. You could have just went from A to I hate Black people. You know, you wouldn't have had to do all of this. You're welcome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So Saul, like you came up here to try to like Trojan horse some type of weird fucking point, which like you didn't even do that.
The horse made it in.
Yep. Did you actually have some? Hey, Bub. Have a little bit of emotional regulation. I know. It's so tough actually having to, you know, have any type of impulse control. But if you don't put a binky in your mouth, I'll put something in there for you. Now, the question that I have is, now that you've come up here and you've tried to actually somehow get around the topics on the background, would you like to actually debate a topic on the background? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So pick a topic and let's talk about the topic.
You people cannot fundamentally accept the truth.
I don't care about you ranting. Pick a topic. Let's talk about the topic. Which topic?
How much does your grandmother weigh?
You're so mediocre. You're so mediocre. It's sad. Like your existence must be like the loneliest thing on earth. And you wonder why. Like white men, you wonder why white men claim that they're being targeted. And you wonder why white women won't even have kids with white men anymore. I know. Look, that's the best you have. We're gonna go ahead and get you out of here. Like I'm telling you, the actual inability to be a functioning human being is fucking wild to me, Peach. I don't understand it.
I appreciate you letting me come up and share some time.
Thank you. You know you're always welcome up here.
I do want to tell you before I go, the one thing that guest did remind me of was he seems like when he was a child, his favorite pacifier was a rock. That's what's coming to me. Seems like he likes rocks. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you, Tanner.
I love you more, Peach. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Debbie's in the chat for Great Britain, who sent a $4.99 euro to say, I'm ashamed to be the same species of people who support Trump. God damn. Debbie's in the chat for Phoenix Eyes for the $10 super chat to say, waste time somewhere else. You don't have enough IQ to stay in the box. Yeah, I agree. They're not tall enough to ride this ride. Debbie's in the chat for Sandra for the $5 donation saying they needed to go blow their nose nasty. Yeah, absolutely. Brody, Debbie's in the chat for Drew for the $5 donation saying that guy's too chicken shit to say that he hates Black people and people of the queer community. Dude, be a man and say it with your whole chest if you want to debate. And STFU when Santana and Peach are trying to teach you something. I know that's right. Debbie's in the chat for Drew. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out.
Your debates, so angry. You don't even debate people. You just sit here and degrade them.
I was in the middle of speaking.
But you literally can't You can't debate, and it's so embarrassing.
I was in the middle of speaking.
You were so embarrassing. You were so embarrassing. Like I can't stand.
Can
your
you
debate
fucking
tactic. It's
stop?
so
Holy
embarrassing.
shit! Stop spamming words. I was in the middle of speaking. Why do you not have impulse control?
I do. It's just your.
Okay, let me finish saying what I'm saying, and then you can speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, stop. Stop coming off mute. Have impulse control. I'm gonna finish what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna give you the floor. Like I was saying, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything's accepted, anything's appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Liv, right? That's your name, Liv.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, perfect. So Liv, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to give you an opportunity to actually debate, right?
You aren't addressing your behavior.
Can I finish what I'm saying? And then I promise you I'm going to let you speak.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
And this is super important. You're going to want to hear this one, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you and I are going to have a debate. I'm not going to mute you. No muting, promise, right? And we can have a debate. But I think we've come to an inflection point, a crossroad, if you may, where at this point, you've been up here a couple of times and it hasn't been necessarily productive. So what I will say is this is your opportunity to make amends and actually have a productive debate. And if you can do so, you'll be welcome back to have these debates at any time. But what I'm going to do as well, because since we have had these conversations over and over and over, and it's been unproductive from multiple times of actually trying to speak, and I care about my community, I care about what they actually want to hear, see, and how that goes. I'm sorry, 1 second. Since I care about my community and what they want, what they do, don't want, things like that, I'm going to give you an opportunity. And chat, this is going to be from when she comes off mute, moving forward. Liv, this is going to be your opportunity. If you can have an actual debate, we can get through it. We can go boom, boom, boom. You'll be welcome back. No issues. But if you annoy the chat, if you don't engage, if you are unable to actually substantiate anything, then we have a perma-ban fund that started. You have a perma-ban bounty. What that means is if the chat decides to perma-ban you, you'll never be allowed on my platform again. I would like for you to be able to come back. So you have to make sure that you debate. I'm being transparent with you. Chat, you guys know, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Sorry, YouTube, it has to go through the pay links. $250 perma-ban. So Liv, the floor is yours. You can say what you want to say, or you can tell me which point you want to debate. Sure.
Well, first, can I address something with you?
I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to mute you. You can say whatever. I'm just letting you know the chat is controlling your faith now.
When we're debating, I'd rather it be a debate rather than just like you like straight up insulting my intelligence, because that's like really disrespectful and rude. Like I understand the self-reflection is there, but at the same time, like we have to like be even. And like I don't know why you can't just like debate like your friends, because like they actually like debate. You just like straight up insult me, and it's like really disrespectful. So back to the topic.
You can lay out an argument and we can debate. What do you?
That's what I said I was just gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. What do you mean by white women 53 and below? Can you please elaborate?
Yeah. So what that means is 53% of white women, there needs to be accountable for the 53% of white women that voted for Donald Trump and where we are currently in our country. But also below speaks to the 47% that did not vote for Donald Trump, the actual 47% that it's also culpable throughout the history of our country to being harmful, to being performative, that has perpetuated white supremacy, and who has been unwilling to actually address and acknowledge the issues that they've been a part of.
Yeah, but you realize that some white women, they're just indoctrinated. It's not their fault. So like the way that you're like predicating the fact that it's all their fault on your platform is like really weird to me. So when instead of like I said, instead of like insulting people, like you could like get people up here and like actually like have like a productive conversation instead of just like calling them stupid and stuff like that. So like some white women
Can you
over the
address
age of
anything
50,
that I just said? Like, I mean, for some reason,
yeah,
you
I'm
going
doing
back
that
and,
right now.
saying
Yeah.
that, like that had nothing to do with the point that I made.
It has everything to do with your point, by the way, because I'm talking about how some women are just indoctrinated, especially the older white women. Like, obviously, I'm not going to defend the fact that it has to do with how they grew up, but basically, like, some people were just, like, raised in, like, homophobic, transphobic societies like that. So it's not really their fault that they grew up like that. So back to my point, and, like, this is just so ridiculous. How is it already $63? That's crazy. Okay, so back to my point. Like, why do you feel the need to hold other people accountable for stuff that like they want to do? Like, there's obviously like points for that. Like, if you're like a weirdo and stuff like that, like obviously you need to be held accountable. But like, you voted for Trump. Like, what's the issue in that? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, you just like take it so seriously.
Oh, wait,
Go ahead.
I'm so confused. I take what so seriously? What do you mean?
Intertwined. It's time to detach from the wires that bind us. Surrender your inhibition. Let your thoughts align to the rhythm of the world we try so hard to forget.
Well, Joshi.
Take a breath. Unplug your mind. And disconnect.
Joshi. I'm gonna put your IR and your hollows together. I assume you don't want your bulb. Joshi. 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 Joshi probably saw it. He said, well. Well. Yeah. All I'm saying is, picked it. I didn't pick the pack. I just picked it. He is punching the air right now. I'm punching the air right now. I was pulling back my laughter. Oh my god. Queue's open. Guys, queue's open. So yeah. Yeah. Guys, queue is open. If you want to hop on in, queue is open. I'm only here until 3 p.m. We can rip and drive. But yeah, queue is open. If you have any other questions, please ask away. I'm gonna pin my next off.
But yes, queue is open. Hi, what is it? What do you want? Huh? You want a Red Bull? Let me ask Joe to get one. He wants a Red Bull. Wait, you want a Red Bull? Wait, you want a Red Bull? Who is this man? This man never gets a Red Bull. Guys, who is this man? This man never gets a Red Bull. He barely drinks Red Bull. On a Monday too. Huh? Wait, what? Am I actually? No. Oh, I see that. Why am I on the live stream? I'm so confused. Why? I mean, if they're watching, hi guys. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Queue is open, guys. Thank you for the follow, Japanese Butterfly. I appreciate that. But yes. Oh, am I actually on? Did he swipe it by accident? Hi, Steven. Hi. I'm getting a raid. There's 300 people watching on it, guys. Hi, nice to see you. I am very, oh my gosh.
If I clearly articulated this at the start of our conversation. Like
you only ever
I
do
laid
that
out
for me. You never do
everything.
that to anybody else. You're basically promoting me to get banned because your chat's just insecure that they can't have a logical argument against my point. Same thing with you.
Wait,
it just shows
first
that
and
you're
foremost,
insecure.
you know how many people we permaban? Like we kick, but we permaban the worst. And the only reason that
I'm
I
not
gave an
even the
option,
worst. I'm advocating for men's mental health.
the only reason I gave an option for a permaban for you is because every single time that you've come up here, you have been unproductive. And I don't understand what's the point of you coming back if you're just going to be unproductive. That's why I said you have the opportunity to lay out a productive conversation. And if you can do so, then we can go from there. Like,
Well, your
that's
chat
been the
always
entire point.
bans me before I could even get like my points out. Like it's disgusting. It's gross.
They've
And that's
never
just,
banned
again,
you. This is
running
the
away.
first time that this is even an option.
That's not true.
Okay. Can you tell me?
So if you
when,
and your chat want to
wait,
run away, that's
can you
fine
tell
with
me?
me.
Can you tell me when they like this has been a thing before that?
Yeah, sure. So I came on one of my accounts. It was what the heck was my other? Are you
W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. That's a perma ban. That's a perma ban. That is a whole fucking perma-ban. She won't be doing any more complaining on this platform. I tell you what. It's a whole fucking perma-ban. I just blocked her. Guys, if there is ever, listen to all my mods, because we know she has 1 million accounts. We know she has 1 million accounts. So mods, this is a formal hit. If she comes back and you see her with any other account, block them immediately. Any of the 5 million accounts, block her immediately. No mercy. W's in the chat for the perma-ban. I'm going to read those off in just a moment here. But let's see if we can get someone else for a debate. Hi, Jackson, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
Yeah, I disagree with some of the things in the background. Well, basically one thing. There's actually two things, actually.
Okay, can you give me just a couple of moments to say thank you to a couple of people, and then I give you the floor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 1 second here. So these two came in before we open up for the perma-ban. Jocelyn, W's in chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation. No lie, guys, fucking hell. Jocelyn sent $1, and I didn't see this, but this came in right before the perma-ban. Jocelyn sent $1 and said, perma-ban, ? With sad eyes. Like, Jocelyn literally asked for a perma-ban before we even started doing this. W's in the chat for Jocelyn for that $1 donation. W's in the chat for, what's the other one? There was one more. Oh, I read off Drew. Cheyenne sent a $10 donation saying, love the topic today. Thank you for the work that you do. So those two came in before the perma-bans. All of these came in when it came time for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Sarah for the $2 for the perma-ban. Yes, she is embarrassing. W's in the chat for Amanda for the $5 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Karen for the $5 for the, for the 10 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Petty. Petty sent 2 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Scotty, who sent 25 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Lamar, who sent 20 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Ari, who sent 3 for the perma-ban. W's in the chat for Yaya, who sent $25, said fingernails on the chalkboard. Yes. W's in the chat for Omega. What up, bro? Who sent $5, said send her to the shadow realm. And fucking W's in the chat for Shannon, who sent $150 saying perma-ban. Shannon was not playing. These all came in at the same time at 9:28, which was the last dono. All of them came in at the same time. So these are additional ones that came in. Angie, thank you for the 5 for the perma-ban. Ramon, thank you for the 3 for the perma-ban. Sharon, thank you for the 5 for the perma-ban. Taylor, thank you for the 10 for the perma-ban and love you more. And Mary, thank you for the 5 for the, it said, bye pick me lady. Thank you for the 5. W's in the chat from Manders for the 1 and said, all Liv does is deflect, misinterpret, gaslight, and spew hyperbole every time she comes on to any live. Bye, insufferable woman. And then W's in the chat from Michael, who just sent a $10 donation. This one just came in 3 minutes ago and said, ban her if she doesn't want to have a real conversation. It's not cute. It's not funny. I completely agree. Oh, and then W's in the chat for Jocelyn, who just sent another $1, said, I heard her annoying voice across the room while I was working. I had to run to PayPal and ask for a perma-ban. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. Again, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Jackson, all right, sorry, floor is yours. What point do you disagree with on the background? Where would you like to start?
Well, I agree with I disagree with 2 points. Specifically, basically what she was touching on, the white women and then the fragile man. Okay. The white women, 53%.
Can we start with the fragile men? Because like I've been having like back-to-back conversations about the white women topic. Let's start with the fragile men, if you don't mind.
Okay, fragile men. You said, hold on, something's moving on the screen. All fifis, not facts. What does fifis mean? Like, what's your definition of fifis?
Fifis and the tum-tum. They care about feelings, not not actual factual information.
Okay. Would you agree that in comparison to women, that men suffer from mental health in a way higher rate?
No, it's not that they suffer for mental health issues at a higher rate. It's that they actually seek treatment at a lower rate than women.
Okay, and why do you believe that is?
It's because men are disproportionately unregulated as far as EQ, right? They have a lower EQ. Also, society norms and pressures point to men not seeking help. It's looked at as being a weakness. It's looked at as being less manly. And so since men have this perpetual state of quote unquote manning up, they are less willing to engage in successful tools to help them deal with their mental health.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I was 395 pounds at one point. That was 5 years ago. I'm down to 240 now. But in those moments of being 395, I was being called everything in the book, and there were times where I was thinking about, going to the other side and not, continuing this whole life thing. But it's just fragile men need treatment. I don't know why this is a talking point for politics. I just not trying to belittle you and just asking why this is on the screen. But I mean, men in society, we have to, be so many things, and the world puts us down for the littlest of things, and the world, says that we're insecure, be a man type thing like that. And it's just, these words like fragile men, weak men kind of mean the same thing essentially. They could be trigger points for some men. And I just think it's the wrong type of display to have on your platform.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you feel like it's the wrong type of display to have. But the actual display, when it comes to weak men or fragile men, one, all men are fragile. That's not mutually exclusive for men that are going through things or not. The most fragile thing on earth is the male ego, right? But even more so, when I speak to fragile men, it's not an issue of men that are going through mental health issues. It's men who don't seek help, men who bottle up issues instead of properly regulating emotions, men that for some reason think that men are leaders just because they're men and women aren't equal. It's men who perpetuate violence and harm towards women, children, and other men. When I say fragile men, I'm talking about the men that deal with toxic masculinity, who subscribe to the alpha male theory. Like those are the ones that I'm talking about that are fragile men, not men who are actively seeking help, who are actively trying to be better, who are actively trying to fight against misogyny, right? And so you can sit here and say like, oh, men go through a lot. Yeah, men go through a lot, but a majority of the things that men go through, it's perpetuated by other men. So we need to start holding each other accountable and calling other men out for the toxic masculinity that we portray. And we need to let them know like, hey, that's not cool. You need to check on your friend. You need to make sure that you're respecting women, you're respecting each other. Like that's our responsibility. And so when I say fragile men, I mean, it's the men that are perpetuating the harm.
Okay, can you agree that sometimes women could be the culprit at times of men becoming fragile? And when I say that, I mean, we live in a society, I don't know what city you live in, but I live in Dallas, Texas. And there's a lot of women around here who basically don't look a man's way unless he has money. You know what I'm saying? And that's not just in big cities like Dallas or what have you, but it's a lot of big cities where if a man doesn't have money, he thinks that he has nothing. And it's like nowadays with social media and what have you, that's why you see men becoming fragile and weak because of the standards that women put on men to be this superhuman being. We're just humans too. We're just trying to, make our way. But sometimes women belittle men into not, being at these high standards as they want. And it's like sometimes that could lead to being fragile. You know what I'm saying?
Is Andrew Tate a man or a woman?
Andrew Tate's a man.
Is Kevin Samuels, you might not know who he is, but Kevin Samuels, was he a man or a woman?
Yeah, I know he was. He was a man.
what's his name? Aiden Ross. Is that a man or a woman?
That's a man.
Okay. So the point that you're sitting here trying to say, well, it's women's fault that men are this way, that way, or whatever. It's a cop out. It's literally a cop out. And again, I'm not saying that women can't display internalized misogyny and perpetuate like the talking points of toxic masculinity. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you talk about the cultivator of the actual infrastructure, like the entire manosphere, red pill, Jim Bro, like all of these things, it's men. They create these toxic echo chambers, and then they push it out to other men, and they say, well, if you don't have this, then you're less of a man. If you don't have, your bank account isn't this, you're less than a man. You got to be a high value man. You got to be a provider, and your woman should follow, right? And they sell courses, like they sell fucking boot camps and courses of how to become an alpha. Like this entire premise that you're saying that like, oh, women can do this. I'm not saying that women are absolved, but what I am saying is that men are more culpable, and not only just more culpable, but overwhelmingly culpable. And for us to sit here and point the finger at women when women are part of a marginalized group, and even more so, when you look at the patriarchal system, they have less power than men. Like us sitting here trying to blame women for the issues of men when it's men who are causing the issues for men, like that's silly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do appreciate you admitting that women do at some point somewhat play a role in it. I do appreciate that, because there are some people who say no, not at all, but that's not the case.
I want you to hear what I'm saying. I'm not absolving women, but I'm saying that they don't play a substantial role in it. Just like when I was talking about the issues when it came to white men, I said, hey, white women, I might not be talking about you right now, but you're not completely absolved. Yes, white men are overwhelmingly were the issue that we were talking about, and white women had a little bit of a role to play, but we're going to talk about white men. So in this topic, I'm not saying women are perfect, but what I am saying is for you to not address the issues that are being perpetuated by men, and you would rather point the finger at women. Not only is it lazy, it's disingenuous, it's a cop-out, and we need to be holding men accountable. Me and you, as men, we need to hold each other accountable.
Right. Now, when you said about the white men and white women, you're talking about all races, correct? Not just one.
Thank you for the box.
It's everybody.
I'm talking about the topic that I had prior to switching to this one.
Fragile men. Yeah, but you said white men and white women. Like, it's the same for everybody, right?
I'm talking about the topic that I had before this topic. Like before, I had another background. This is a new background. This is the first day I'm covering this topic.
Oh, I don't know what it was. Okay. All right.
So again, can you address the fact that men perpetuate the most violence towards women, children, and men?
That men, yeah.
So why are we addressing that?
I just said I agree with you. I don't know what there is to address. I mean, but I'm just saying that the whole, fragile men thing, I just think it's a cop-out answer.
What do you mean a cop-out answer?
Like, you just blame it for being fragile, but like.
But did I not explain to you what that means as far as fragile men?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that sometimes part of that is that society puts so much on men, and that it like messes up their brain.
You went back to factory resettings. We've already addressed that. When you say society, say men. It's not society, it's men. It's literally men who are setting these standards that men have to uphold. Like you pretending as if it's not men. Stop it. You just want to blame women. That's fucking weird. Like, we need to take accountability for our shit. And I say ours because it's me too. When I talk about fragile men, I'm talking about myself. I go to therapy every fucking week because I'm a fragile man. And if I didn't go to therapy, I wouldn't be emotionally regulated, in which I'm not the best, but I'm trying, right? But I'm not going to point the finger at other people and say they're the problems when I know it's me. So you keep trying to point at you try to point at women. Like, I'm talking to men, and we need to address men. Like, and you're trying to run from that. It's so weird.
I'm not trying to run from that. I'm just saying as a collective, I think everybody plays a role in it.
Okay. What percentage would you say that women play?
As far as societal problems, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and the actual mental health issues that men have, what percentage would you say that women play in it?
More than 50.
So you think the majority of the blame is square at the foot of women?
But I have reasoning to back my statement.
Give me I know it's going to be anecdotal. So you can give me an anecdotal reason, but I would love any type of like quantifiable data that would prove what you're saying as well.
Okay, so if you think about the adult male, so let's say in their 30s, we'll say, because 20s are still kids to me. I'm 39, 20 is still a kid.
You're 39?
Yeah.
I'm 39 too. You're 39 and you're still sitting here blaming women for your shit? Come on. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so okay, whenever a man's going through a difficult time in life or just having a bad day, or what is the core reason why?
That's
okay,
a vague fucking question.
Okay, well, it all comes down to women. Because, all right, I don't know how to explain this without being canceled. What makes a man happy in life?
It depends on the man. What are you talking about?
Okay, so like, what are the 3 things that make men the happiest? Think of your life even. What are the 3 things that make you happy?
My wife, food, and my kids.
Okay, so you just named the 3.
Not in that order. Not in that order, but you know.
Okay, so you just named like the 3 basics, but basically what I was going to get at. So if a man comes home from work and he doesn't have a woman to go home to, is that man usually happy or sad?
It depends on
sad.
the man. No.
On the average, right?
No. You know why? You know why? Because if you actually are emotionally regulated and you deal with yourself, if you focus on fixing you first, then you can be happy with yourself. And once you're happy with yourself, then you can find a partner. Like you have to, as the great philosopher Cat Williams once said, self-esteem is the esteem of your motherfucking self. You have to be happy with you before a woman would be happy being with you. Like that's holy fuck.
But I disagree, because you could be happy with yourself, but there could still be a chance you don't have a woman with you, right?
Okay, then that's an issue that you have to address. Do you think that women owe you as far as like them having to be with you?
No, but I'm just saying in today's society, it's hard to find a woman.
No, it's not.
Would you agree?
No,
it's not.
No,
Okay.
You know what's happening in today's society? Men are lazy. Men think that just because we're men, that women should be all over us. Men think that women should be at their beck and call. Men think that because they make 6 figures, that they're a high value man. Men think because they're over 6 feet, they're a high value man. Men think because they drive a Bentley, they're a high value man. Men put so much into the superficial instead of emotional regulation that they don't actually build the connection it takes to actually have a partner. Like that's the whole thing. And I'm not just speaking like chat. Look at me. Listen to me when I say this. I'm not saying this because I'm perfect. I'm saying this because I've fucked up and I've done it. I've lived through this. I've lived through this. The point being is if you look for the substance and you connect with a woman via substance instead of superficial things, then you're more likely to get and to be able to have a partner and have someone that you can build a relationship with. My wife and I have been together for 6 years. 6 years. That's my best friend, the love of my life, and the best person that I know. And I've fucked up many a times over the 6 years. But it's been because her being persistent and telling me, you need to make sure you're going to therapy. Her holding me accountable, but me holding myself accountable as well. That's the only reason we're still here today. Like, you sitting here and saying that it's women's fault that you don't have a woman shows that you need to work on you before you even try to have a woman.
Right. But it's like I told you, what state do you live in? If you
I
don't
live
mind
in
sharing?
Washington State. I'm from South Carolina. I've been all over the country. I've traveled the world. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
Okay, because your zip code plays a role in it. So, yeah, like I said, if you live in a bigger city, like I said, I'm in Dallas. It's hard to get women in Dallas because, again, you're held to a certain threshold you have to be at to get these women. You know what I'm saying? You're competing with millionaires and billionaires.
You're not. You're not.
In Dallas?
You're not. You know why you're not?
I don't know why.
Because if you were looking for a woman with substance, then you wouldn't have to worry about women who are looking for superficial things. Like, maybe you need to actually take a step back. Not only did I say you need to address the you portion, you need to think about the actual women that you're pursuing and why you're pursuing those type of women. Right? Because if there is a quote unquote woman that is only interested in the actual superficial, then you should talk to yourself and find out why is it that you're attracted to women that are only into superficial. Like, again, that's such it. When I tell you that there is an ability to actually be in a relationship with women who care about substance more than anything that's superficial, you have to address you first.
Right. Right. But those girls seem the prettiest to me, you know? And those are the girls who don't want people like me who make 75 grand a year. So that's just where I'm at right now.
1 second here.
But I get what you're saying.
One second. I'm sorry. 1 second.
All right.
So you said those are the women that seem the prettiest to you. Okay. So what you're saying is that you don't have substance, right? Because you're only saying that it's about the physical attributes of the woman. You only care about a woman being quote unquote pretty. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna knock you for whatever you want. Like, that's sure. But let me be very clear about this. If you are saying that the superficial, when it comes to women, is more important to you, then you can't be mad that the women that you are looking at from a superficial lens only care about the superficial from you. Like, that's a double standard. You can't sit here and say that you are attracted to the quote unquote women that look like that, and you're pursuing a relationship with them based off of their looks, but you don't think that they should date you based off of your wallet. That's silly. Like, that's so silly. So if you're gonna boil women down to their looks, then why can't they boil you down to your wallet?
You know what? You just talked some sense into me. If I'm chasing girls that look like that and be with that type of thing, it's like, okay, then I gotta have okay, I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. You make a lot of sense.
Like, the one thing that, so my wife and I talk about this all the time. Like, when it comes to like, you know, gold diggers or blah, 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 blah. Like, let's be clear. There's someone for everyone. There's someone for everyone. And some people, some men and women, some men and men, some women and women love superficial relationships where who said, did you say girls? Who said girls? If anyone said girls, then that shouldn't have been said. I apologize if I said that. We're talking about women. If you said girls, don't say girls again. We're saying women.
I'm sorry.
The point being is some people love superficial relationships, and that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because if a woman is clear and saying, hey, I'm looking for quote unquote this type of lifestyle, this type of standard, and a man is saying, hey, I want this type of woman, I want this type of shape or look or whatever, and they make a decision to be with each other on a superficial level, cool. But you can't actually pursue a woman and say like, oh, I want a woman that has these superficial characteristics, but I want her to love me for me. Like, you may get that, but you're leading with the superficial instead of the substance. You're looking for superficial, but you want them to look for substance, and that's not equal.
Okay. Yeah, you know what, man? You make a lot of sense. Your chat's been at me the whole time, but no, I agree with you, man. I see it now. I get it now. And I do appreciate you for showing me the light because, you know, like I said, I've struggled with weight loss journey, what have you. I'm just trying to get myself back.
I'll tell you this. I used to be 500 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like in college, almost. In college in 2010, I got up to 477 pounds. Right. And like I've dealt with my own weight loss journey and, you know, back and forth and all this other stuff. And I've lost over 200 pounds. But like, even then, like, just gonna let you know, even then, when I was almost 500 pounds, I didn't have an issue with women. It's because I had a personality. Like, I try to tell people all the time, maybe go get a personality and try being a good person. Like, that's where men need to start. Men just think that we don't have to be good people, and we need to be good people. Like, if we work on being good people, then life would be a lot better.
Right. You know what? You're right, man. I'm going to lose my views I had, man, and just, you know, try and watch more of your content. You know, I apologize for the way I was thinking.
No, all good.
Really,
I mean,
in this 10-minute conversation I've had with you, more than 10 minutes, you actually really showed me the light, man. And I really do mean it in all sincerity. I'm going to stop watching these podcasters who say crazy things like, I don't want to name drop them. You probably know who they are. Yeah. And it's to make me think a certain way. But you actually make a lot of sense, man. And I do appreciate it.
I would say this, and this is just me being like completely honest. Do you go to therapy?
I don't go to therapy.
Okay. So I advocate for therapy for everyone, right? Everyone, no matter how good you think life is, no matter how bad you think life is, like therapy is needed. And even if it's just like having a sounding board, somewhere, a safe space that you can be where you can be vulnerable, blah, blah, blah. Like it's something that's absolutely necessary. And myself, I've been in therapy at different points in my life, and I've tried, you know, different therapists. I've tried men. I've had a white man. I've had a black man. I've had an Asian man. I've had a white woman. And for me, my therapist is a black woman. Right. I had to find the right person that was in tune for what I was looking for. And I understand, like, because I'm the youngest of I'm the youngest of 5. I have 4 older sisters, and my father died when I was younger. And so I was raised by my mom. And so I learned that when it comes to me and my therapist, I resonate with black women because of like how I was raised and how that connection I have with them. So seek out a therapist, seek out someone that's going to be in tune to you and what you need. But like, I think it's so important to be able to have like a safe space where you can actually have these private conversations and really deal with the things that you have. Because I promise you, like, if you just work on you, and there's no way in the world that you can't find a woman that you won't fall head over heels for.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of resonate with you because my dad died when I was 11. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why I feel like I should have all this power because I'm a man. I don't know, trying to fill the void in my mom's life. You know what I'm saying? It's not to talk about personal problems, but it's, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, you know what, man, you make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to look at therapy programs. Do you know, like, are you a virtual type of guy or you go in person for that type of thing?
Oh, I do virtual. I prefer to do virtual for anything. But there's so many resources. There's so many things that you can do. Like even depending on your income, right? If you have insurance, then there's options. If you don't have insurance and you can pay out of pocket, there's options. Even if you can't afford it, there's options. Like there are free options as well. So no matter what, there's some options, and there's, you know, in-person, virtual, all this other stuff. But like, just look into it. I'm a huge advocate for therapy, and I think it's something that everyone needs.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna take too much more of your time, man. I thank you for everything, and I'm gonna look into therapy. And hey, man, you changed my mind. I'm gonna stick around for our lives and everything like that. And if I have a question about anything, do you mind if I message you? You know?
Yeah. What would be better? So if you look at my link tree, there's an email listed for Kay, right? Which that's my platform director. But you can send her an email. She is not only great with responding with emails and getting resources. She's good because I don't always check my mess. I get so many messages across the board. It's hard for me to keep up, and so I miss a lot. So if you want to get in touch with me, for sure, the best way to do so is sending Kay an email, which is in my link tree.
Okay. Again, man, thank you for your time. And if I need to, I will send her that email, man. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, hang around the community. I promise you, we all can learn and grow together. Like that's the most important thing, us growing together. And so if you want to hang out and you want to be a part of what we're doing, we'd love to have you.
Okay, man. Hey, I appreciate you for being inclusive to me, man. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
I think that was a really important conversation to have. I think that was a super important conversation to have, because I think so many men, we have just like this overall negative disposition when it comes to the world, because a lot of times we feel jaded by the world. And I say this all the time, and I know I rag on like white men, but it's all men that need to understand, like, we perpetuate the harm without dealing with the actual harm that causes us to perpetuate the harm. Like, we have to do it. They're like, men, we have to do it. We have to hold each other accountable as well. Like, that's super important. So I don't know. A couple of quick thank yous that I need to get through, guys. A couple of quick thank yous. Let's see here. Sorry. W's in the chat for Sin. What up, Sin? Who sent a $4.99 super chat to say, so ironic that most men who disagree with the point want to immediately blame women. Yeah. And you know what? So let me speak to that just really quickly, because this is a conversation, and I'm going to, you know, open up a vein, right? This is a conversation I've had with my wife. And I had to learn that at times, the reason why I was doing things is because it was easier for me to say, well, you made me do this, versus me actually saying, I'm the reason that this is happening and I need to fix me. Like that's something that I had to learn. And I'm so sorry that my wife had to be the one that, you know, taught me that lesson and had to learn it with me in real time. But I had to learn that it starts with me and making sure that I'm holding myself accountable, and then we can go from there. So it's a cop-out to say, like, this other person is the problem. Like, we have to address us. So that's why so many men do that. It's so much easier to point the finger at other people than to actually look in the mirror. W's in the chat for 1B Carry for the $5 super chat to say, I'll just say this. Conservatives can ask for a traditional wife and then be pissy when those women require financial stability. Exactly. And I'll say this to any men that's listening. If you want a traditional wife, not gonna knock you. If you're saying that you want a wife that is at home, who cooks, who cleans, if you want a wife that's gonna be quote unquote attentive to all of your needs, there are women that are willing to give you that type of relationship. But you have to understand that in order to fulfill your end in that relationship, you will be not only the breadwinner, but you will be overwhelmingly responsible for providing. Like, there's different types of relationships for everyone. And if that's the type of relationship that you want, don't go into that. I'm sorry, you can't be someone making $60,000 a year and saying that, oh, my wife needs to cook, clean, take care of me sexually, Like, no. So if that's what you want, just make sure you're ready to hold up your end. That's the point. That's the point. W's in the chat for Phoenix Eye for the $5 super chat to say, if more men were open-minded as you, the world would be a better place. W caller, yeah, it's open-minded as him, for sure. I think like we all have so much that we can work on and we can all be so much better. I know I can. And like, I think that's the whole point. W's in the chat for your silence for the $20 super chat to say, that's why I struggle with the thought of therapy. The fact that you had to go through like 4 or 5 people to find the right one. I don't want to go through that. I would feel like Michael Beasley when he was on the pivot, tired. Listen, the reason why I went through so many therapists is because I wanted to, right? It's not an issue of like the therapists weren't good, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted. And if I, hindsight 2020, if I would have known from the beginning what I was actually looking for instead of just looking for a therapist, then it wouldn't have taken so many. Once I realized that, like, you know what? I need a black woman. Then it was so much easier. What up, Brett? W's in the chat for my brother, Brett. Once I realized that, like, hey, I need a black woman as a therapist, like, because that's what I resonate with. That's who I feel the safest with. That's who I can actually be the most emotionally available with. Then it made, like, finding that therapist so much easier. And with any type of, like, when you meet a therapist, it's going to take multiple sections before you actually realize, or before you get to the point where you're like, yes, this is the person that I want to have as my therapist. Because when you start therapy, it's just an opening salvo where your therapist is just trying to get to know you. They're trying to understand why you're here. They're trying to understand like what you're looking for. And you're going to do a lot of the talking for the first couple of sessions until they actually get to a point where they're ready to start doing the talking. So like, it's a process overall. All right. W's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation saying he's 39 and putting blame mostly on women. Yeah. And which again, like, I think that's men as a whole, but hopefully, there's a shift. W's in chat for Gregory for the $5 donation saying, Santana, you're correct. Male peers pressure begins at an early age. At 15, I left the high school basketball team and joined the band. I lost every one of my male friends because they believed joining the band was GAY. It was a painful experience. Yeah, like it's literally an echo chamber that we grow up in, and it perpetuates harm towards men. And we got to break the cycle. Like, that's why with my boys, I have 2 young boys, and I tell them all the time, hey, it's okay to cry. How are you feeling? Tell me about your day. How did that make you feel? Use your words. Love each other. You guys are brothers. You have to take care of each other. Like, you have to actually, we as men have to start breaking that cycle with not only our kids, but our friends. I often text my friends and I'm just like, hey, how are you? Where's your mental health? When's the last time you actually took some time to yourself? Like, you have to do those things for other men because we perpetuate the harm. So we have to actively fight back with the harm. So, W's in chat for Marie for the $1 donation. How's this guy our age and sound like 20 something following Tate? I don't personally give a about money. I give more about independent man that has confidence that doesn't need to be with me, but wants to. That's not hard. Exactly. And like I said, it's just about finding the person that you want to be with. Like it's someone for everyone. It really is. No matter what you're into, who you are, there's someone for everyone. W's in the chat for Cody for the $5 donation. I live in Dallas. Women don't mess with men here anymore due to the insane rates of cheating and red pill propaganda. I got lucky and married to an amazing man, but I would be single for the rest of my life if I was in the dating pool. Exactly. I think the dating pool, the older you get, the more poop is in the dating pool. Like, we take on so much baggage and so many people, like, the older we get, the less we are willing to not only change, but address the issues that got us to where we are. So, like, it's just, and again, I say this in the sense of, like, I'm not saying this because I'm perfect or I got it all worked out or I'm right. I'm saying this because I've gone through it, I've experienced it, and I'm actively trying to make sure that I'm better. Like, that's the only reason I can speak on this. It's not because I'm perfect. It's because I've lived it and I'm trying to be better actively. W's in the chat for Marcus. He sent $5 for the Pokemon stream. Sorry, guys, for the people on YouTube, when everything glitched out, for some reason it flipped over to like this other stream. and I had to bring you guys back, and that's what happened. But thank you for that donation. Debbie's in chat for Baby for the $5.55 donation, saying best combo ever in therapy resources for Black women. Exactly. Debbie's in the chat for Brett. What up, Brett? Brett's in a $1 donation saying, love you, brother. Us men need to be more emotionally regulated. I love you too, Brett. And I completely agree. Like, Brett gets it. Brett and I have had conversations and like been emotionally vulnerable with each other. And I appreciate the fact that I can do that with him. Like, seriously. I think that when you can find that in a friend, then it makes the world so much easier. And men need that from men. W's in chat for Megan for the $1 donation saying Psychology Today website has a cool feature to find therapists where you can filter by demographic, modalities, and insurances accepted. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of, not only that, like a lot of places have that where you can actually, when I tell you, you can, especially for online therapy, you can filter out everything that you're looking for in a therapist. Literally. Stop it, Brett. You can build a therapist and there's someone that can help. W's in chat for Miss Torres for the $2 donation saying my husband and I make 16 years this month, 9 years of marriage. We're still learning and growing because it doesn't stop. It's a choice to show up for each other daily. My husband loves your spaces and he relates to a lot of the things you have to say. W's in chat for the hubby. I know that's right. W's in chat for Rachel for the $2 donation saying the MF facts, emotional intelligence is wealth. Yes, it is. And also, like, going around and just having to live up to this persona, that shit's draining. Like, it's so draining. W's in the chat for John for the $20 donation. My doctor related it to something like as a systems engineer, when one of your servers have an issue, does it fix itself? Or does someone have to come in and diagnose the issue and then find the best resolution? That's a therapist. They'll help you fix the brain mechanics. I completely agree. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Electric Witch, who sent a $10 donation saying for your therapy session with that man. No, listen, I enjoyed having that conversation. W's in the chat. I appreciate you guys. W's in the chat for all the donation. You guys are fucking amazing. You guys are awesome. I'm really glad that we were able to have that conversation. I want to normalize men addressing emotional issues with men. Like, that's something that we have to do. Also, W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen, who sent out a community sub over on Twitch. W's in the chat for all the new followers, and W's in the chat for Ruger for the 25 stream streak, and Ghost Pepper for the 7 stream streak. I want to normalize men addressing mental health with men. Like, I think that's so important. I think that's super important. And I think that's something that we have an opportunity to do, and it'll be beneficial. Like I said, I originally, I was thinking about like having a podcast. Oh, thank you for the bees. I originally wanted to have a podcast, and I wanted to name the podcast the Blue Pill Podcast. And then management and also Kay said, don't name it that. Don't name it the Blue Pill. And I was like, why not? And then they was like, Viagra. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, but the podcast that I wanted to start was the counterculture to red pill ideology and addressing mental health for men, specifically young men. I think that's so important. And I think I might at some point loop back around and like make that a thing. I think that's so important, and we have to address that because there are too many of those voices that are telling them like, you got to be an alpha, you got to have all this money, and focus on the money, not the woman, and all this other stuff. So, like, whatever, Petty. L's in the chat for Petty. You say not the Viagra podcast. You guys suck. Chat, each and every one of you, you guys suck. You guys are going to stop bullying me. You all suck. How about that? How about that? Wait till I tell. I talk to my therapist about you guys. I tell my therapist on you all the time. I tell my therapist on you guys all the time. Yes, I talk about you in therapy. Yep. Wait till I tell her about you guys and how you send her plan, because that's what you guys do. What up, bro?
Hey, I think you keep going on. I think you do name it the blue pill, and then your tagline can be, "You ain't gotta stay hard." You know what I'm saying? But you got the tagline and everything already.
I fucking love that. I fucking love that. I do.
I just wanted to make sure that you saw that, whereas it got lost in the comments. But
Yeah,
you ain't got to stay hard.
That's fucking dope.
It's registered and trademarked already. I did it. Santana can use it. He has all permissions. Nobody else use it.
Okay. I appreciate you, bro.
All right. Later, brother.
Yep. W's in the chat for my brother, Brett Cross. Also, W's in the chat for Megan for the $1 donation, saying, working on my master's in clinical social work. Should be fully licensed to practice therapy by December. Listen daily. Love you. Fucking W's in the chat for Megan. W's in the chat for Megan for like, that's huge. The world need more. We need more therapists. We need more social workers. We need more people that care about people. Like, period. That's what we're running on a low supply of. We're running on a low supply of people that care about people. Like, that's it. Is that, yes, this is it's glacier freeze. Sugar free. I try to regulate the amount of sugar and caffeine that I take in. Anyway, yeah, that needs to happen. Guys, look, we're gonna go ahead and call it here because one, I have to run out, but also two, we'll be back this evening for late nights. And if anyone missed it, did you guys hear what the topic is tonight on late nights? Did you guys hear what we're talking about this week on late nights? Okay, I guess I'll say it one more time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 2 hours. Late Nights with Santana. This week, we are doing deconstructing religion. We're going to be talking about religion, the harmful nature that it's perpetuated, the amount of hatred that it's caused, how do people break away, how does religion actually play a role in everyone's everyday life? And with deconstructing religion, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're atheist. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't believe in some type of religion. That's what we're talking about this week. And my co-host for this conversation is Jeff, End of a Species. Jeff will be co-hosting with me all this week as we go through that deconstruction of religion. You said, nah. Lynn, you said, nah. Lynn, hold on. Lynn, I'm sending you a request. Come up here and tell me why you said nah. Come up here, Lynn. I sent you a request. What time? It's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and late nights again. Remember, guys, late nights is a panel discussion, so everyone is welcome to join the conversation. It's not about debates. It's not opposition. It's literally just an open conversation where everyone gets to actually talk and share experiences and things like that. Lynn, why didn't you? Lynn didn't come up. I just wanted to hear what you thought, Lynn. Don't mess with my. Okay, Lynn, stop saying it in the comments and come up here. Come up here and tell me about it. Like, seriously, I'm not going to read your message out in the chat anymore. Just come up for a second. That's the response that I'm assuming that we're going to get a lot of. People who are so staunchly intertwined in their religion that they're unwilling to actually face the harm that religion causes. And that's why you need to deconstruct religion. Because the religion has been the perpetuation of so much harm. Oh, I thought she said don't mess with my religion. She said she doesn't. Oh, with any. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Lynn. Sorry. I thought you said don't mess with my religion. Sorry, Lynn. My bad. Also, last but not least, the episode. I know, Friendly Fire. I be fucking up. I'm sorry. My bad, Lynn. I be fucking up. Last but not least, as everyone, well, a lot of you may or may not know, I went to DC to film an episode of Jubilee, Surrounded, right? And the reason why, for anyone that does or doesn't know, Jubilee normally shoots their actual content in LA. And the reason why we went to DC instead of being in LA is because we debated a current US politician. That's why. That's why we were in DC instead of in LA. So the episode of Surrounded, which is Surrounded, one US representative versus 20 Americans, it will be released this Sunday, April the 12th. And we're going to do a watch party. So we're going to watch it here on the stream live this Sunday. And I've reached out to a couple of the other people that were in the Jubilee episode with me. And we're going to have them on the stream. And we're going to react to that in real time. So not only are we going to watch that Jubilee episode, as far as the debate with the current United States politician, but I'm going to have people who actually engaged in the debate as well. I cannot wait. Let me go over here and check really quick. The thing that I can't wait for is for them to say who it is so I can talk about at least who it is. Because you guys are never going to fucking believe the person. Like, it was one of the coolest fucking things that I've ever done. Let's see here. Okay, so they still haven't announced the person yet. So I can't say who the actual politician was. I can't say anything about who the politician was, but it was one of the coolest fucking things that I ever did. And as soon as they officially say who the person was, I will actually talk a little bit more about that. And I will, the one thing that I'll say, I don't know what to expect from the actual edits, right? I have no clue what to expect from the edits as far as, I don't know what to expect from the edits. 1 second. Brett, don't say anything. Not Brett Cross trying to get inside baseball. There you go, Brett. So I don't know what to expect from the edits. The one thing that I will say is I did get an opportunity to debate this person. So I don't know if my portion of the debate will make it. No, it's not George Santos. I can say that. It's a current United States member of Congress. It's not someone that used to be in Congress. It's either currently someone that's in the House or in the Senate. They are actively a current member of Congress today. So, yeah, during the watch party, we'll have commentary and we'll pause and all this other stuff. But wait until I was so hyped about it. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. I will be back this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, late nights with Santana. Oh, wait, W's in the chat for John for the $10 donation saying it should be simple in the modern times, religion. I don't know if there is a God, but I do know what I do know is that you don't know either. So let's keep it out of our legislation. I agree. Completely agree with that. That was in the chat for John for that. But guys, we're going to get out of here and we will be back this evening, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, late nights with Santana. And I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta run some errands, and we'll do this again later on this evening. But you guys know how we end this thing. Let's go.
You stepped in the box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. You guys were awesome today. Like, outside of the bullying, outside of you guys, you know, giving me a hard time, I guess you were okay. I guess you guys were okay today. Oh, guys, make sure that you hit that follow button before you leave. We're only 2 people away from 100 new followers on the stream. So if we can get 2 people that haven't followed me yet, if you look up there, you see the word follow, hit that follow button. Just do it really quick. We only need 2. We only need 2 more followers to have 100 followers on the stream. Please, please, please. Also, if you're over on YouTube, before you head out, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It'll push the VOD out. Make sure you actually subscribe. We need 1 more. 1 more. Make sure you subscribe. There we go. W's in the chat for you guys. Subscribe everywhere. Santana Speaks for You everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Blue Sky. Santana Speaks for You. We'll be back later this evening for Late Nights with Santana, guys. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. I love you all. And as always,